Live from Sin City, Las Vegas, Nevada. It's Week 6 Wednesday here at Premier League WIFFLE. Tonight we continue our week of grudge matches as the Night Owls host the Cajuns here at Hideaway Field. The Cajuns lost 2 of 3 to the Night Owls last Friday, including a heartbreaking 9th inning defeat in the rubber game of that series. Sitting at 7-8 and 7th in the standings this season, can still go either way for Andrew Ledet's bunch. Can they seek revenge against an undermanned Night Owls team this time out? The Night Owls' attendance is always the issue. They had Randy Dalby, James Stein, and Brandon Mayo in attendance together on Friday, but tonight all 3 players missing, including Josh Towers missing. Can someone step up for the Night Owls and take this series? The answers and more in this grudge match. Get ready for Premier League WIFFLE. Thank you for joining us, everybody. My name is Jim Dodos. Kyle Lohman joining me again on this fine Wednesday. How we doing?
Good, buddy. Back-to-back weeks here for you and I up here in the booth. Last week we saw the Legends and the Sand Vipers, and tonight we get the Cajuns and the Night Owls. Completely different Night Owl squad this week in the rematch against the Cajuns. As you said in the preview, no Randy Dalby, no James Stein, no Brandon Mayo, and no Josh Towers. I mean, this is a Jekyll and Hyde situation for the Night Owls here. I don't really know what we're going to get tonight. I know we're going to feature a lot of Jason Walker here early in game 1 and 2, but it's going to be a mishmash of guys taking the hill for them, so got to like the Cajuns here overall tonight.
Absolutely. About 4 minutes to game time, so let's get into some of that. You really can't even compare the Night Owls Cajun series last week. Just a completely different Night Owls squad showing up tonight, so has to make a big impact, and probably a big impact for the lines makers, Kyle.
Yeah, for sure. The deeper role players, quote unquote, are going to have to play a bigger role if they want to get some wins tonight against this young but talented Cajun squad. Both these teams are standing in the middle of the standings.
Yep. And
honestly, this is kind of a big series for both of them. If for some reason the Night Owls were to be swept and they fall down, decent below 500, that's not really a spot where they want to be, considering the studs that they really have on their roster. So really, both sides are going to be looking for a series win tonight, and it's going to be an uphill battle for both.
Yeah, absolutely. Cajuns coming in at 7-8, losers of 2 in a row. Night Owls at 8-7, and there's that Cajuns lineup there. Andrew Ledet leading it off, hitting over 400, 4 home runs. Ryan Rouge on the mound, hitting second. Will Morris in the 3-hole. Bo Evans, a surprising 3 home runs out of him this season. Sashi Boba and Casey Nielsen to round out of the 6th spot. A pretty well-attended Cajuns team looking to strike back.
Yeah, interesting to not see Anthony Michael there in the lineup game 1. Maybe they're going with a little more contact guys. Anthony Michael has been a little unlucky this year, has had a lot of hard hit outs. Ryan Rouge coming off his first career PLW home run last week. Looks like he's getting the move up to this number 2 hole in the lineup. He's going to be looking to do some damage and get on base for Will Morris. Hopefully he drives him in.
Yeah, all the righties trying to go to right field tonight. Ryan Rouge does that regularly anyway, so maybe that's perhaps the thinking. The wind blowing from left foul pole to right foul pole. Let's get into that Night Owls lineup and break down really some huge omissions. Upstart Cody Giordano leading it off, and probably one of the more positive things about this lineup tonight. Maddie Levine, Nick Davella, AJ Petrovsky, Jason Walker getting the start in the lineup and on the mound. Joe Kuther, kind of the general manager for these Night Owls, also getting the lineup, kind of speaking to their shortcomings tonight.
Yeah, this is definitely not your typical Night Owls lineup, but it's not incapable of putting up runs. Cody Giordano has looked great since he's come over to the Night Owls. Sure. Maddie Levine looks a little revitalized this season. Nick Davella's swing looks better from work in the offseason. We know AJ Petrovsky, runner-up to Andrew Ledet in Rookie of the Year voting in Season 2, has plenty of power. Actually, I looked up a statistic today, one of 12 guys in PLW history with over 30 home runs. And Jason Walker's slimmed down a little bit, looking a little better. Yep. And Joe Kuther, he's a good contact hitter. Yeah, he doesn't have a ton of power, but knows how to put the bat on the ball, and honestly does a really good job of going the other way. So yes, it's a weaker lineup as we're used to in the Night Owls, but not incapable. So I expect this to be a hard-fought battle, all 3 games, as most games are here at PLW.
And if we can get a lineup for this game, we'd like to discuss, of course, the gambling aspect of this with WIFFLE Points. Want to also welcome our viewers, TikTok, what's going on? How we doing over there? Twitch, always on point. Looking forward to interacting with everyone tonight and having ourselves a good series, a blustery series here at the Hideaway. After a week of beautiful weather, still very warm and temperate here, but it's blowing very, very hard, and let's see if that keeps up throughout the night.
Yeah, I took a couple of early game warm-ups with these guys, and it's definitely blowing very hard from left to right. any ball that was hit in the air toward left field just got batted down. And really, I'd be surprised if we see any home runs to left field tonight. Honestly, balls hit in the air are going to have no chance to get to the wall. So you're going to be looking at a lot of line drive approaches, waiting on the ball, trying to go the opposite way.
Yep.
If you have a very simple approach, just try to hit it hard on the ground or, line drive the other way. I think you're going to have a lot of success. And it'll be interesting to see how these teams line up, if they do the traditional 2 men on the left side against righties, or if they slide a couple over to the other side. We'll see what the managers decide to align
Plenty
defensively.
of players trying to go to right field in BP for sure, so should be seeing a lot of adjustments at the plate. Let's see what the adjustments on the mound the pitchers do, maybe having to pitch inside quite a bit to avoid righties getting extended and going that way. So.
Yeah, looks like we got a lineup here. We've just got to pick them, Cajuns, Night Owls, and we might have overhyped the Cajuns a little bit too much because we have 10-1 odds right now in favor of the Cajuns against the Night Owls. Some serious value with a pitcher who can be as nasty as anybody in the league on the hill in Jason Walker. So there's some value on the Night Owls there.
Hard for me to turn down 10-1 in any gambling forum.
Of course, especially a low-scoring, low-scoring, high-variance game like wiffle ball.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Jason Walker's had plenty of success on the mound this season.
Of course.
He's been a huge pickup for these Night Owls. Actually, he's plugged up a huge hole that plagued them in the fall season where Night Owls would just walk out of games and just get blown 15-run rules, and so that hasn't happened yet. Very surprised. I'm surprised it's a pick'em, but some serious odds out there. Continue to get those wiffle points flowing. Heavy action on the Cajuns. I love to see it. Andrew Ledet making his way towards the left-handed batter's box here, getting ready to kick this thing off. Ledet v. Walker. Here we go. Hideaway Field, game 1 of a 3-game set here at the Premier League Wiffle. Let's get it on.
It'll be interesting to see how Walker approaches Ledet here. He typically uses that big, slow-breaking ball, which is really tough against right-hander batters because it comes at them and then breaks over for a strike. But against a lefty, it kind of breaks into the zone. So we'll see if he stays away from that pitch.
Yeah, he does feature a little sidearm drop, probably a semi-two-seam screwball. Probably doesn't have as much break as some of the other screwballs in the league. But definitely relies on that slider as he falls behind 3-1. And with the short staff on the mound for the Night Owls, though, and Walker walking out is not ideal.
Ooh, grabs the outside of the zone there, though, to make it full count. Big pitch.
Yeah, that is a big pitch early in this game. Action pitch here, 3-2. Slider misses down. Nicely done by Ledet to lay off that, and warning signs early for the Night Owls.
Yeah, the wind is not only going to play a part in the balls that get hit in the air, it's also going to play a part in being able to throw strikes for these pitchers. Typically, the wind does a lot more to the batted balls. And the pitchers have a reasonable, time controlling it as Rouge hits a single through the left side there, and then the Cajuns are in business. But, it's tough to throw strikes in the wind. It just is. Yeah. It's a very light ball, and if you're not, if you're typically throwing breaking pitches, you just don't know where it's going sometimes.
Yeah, and you see his slider kind of falling short to Ledet there, so a little adjustment for Jason Walker for sure. Ryan Rouge, first pitch swinging, grounds that through the 5-6 hole, and you're right. Cajuns, something going here in the top of the first. Will Morris, big hitter at the plate, big left-handed presence. As he takes a frisbee slider right into the zone at 49. Morris coming in, tied for the lead with Ledet and home runs with 4, hitting only .214 on the season. I think you'd like to see his batting average creep up a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. As of now, he's been a little bit of a feast or famine kind of hitter, and that's kind of expected when you look at his stature. Big guy, 6'2", 6'3", looks like he's going to hit a lot of home runs. But when he simplifies his swing and he starts to go opposite field, he's going to be very deadly.
And he can go opposite
field. Going to look a lot like Adam Tanek up there.
He has showed a lot of acumen to go that way, and it's easy to get kind of caught up in pulling the ball. But wow, as we're speaking, Jason Walker has walked out. He has put base runners, the first 3 batters on the bases in this game. His bases loaded, nobody out, and who comes into pitch now?
Yeah, manager Nick DeVell is going to take the ball himself. He's definitely known as a strike thrower.
I haven't seen DeVell pitch in quite some time.
I think he pitched some last season. Obviously, in the situations where he was kind of forced to pitch, he doesn't want to call upon himself. He's not incapable, but doesn't have exactly a large repertoire of pitches in his arsenal. But, the bottom half of this Cajuns lineup isn't as dangerous as the bottom half of others. So, ground ball, strikeout, they could be out of this, no problem. So we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, Bo Evans walking up to a massive production spot here. 3 home runs on the season for Evans, and a hitter that is capable of going to the right field line. I believe one of his 3 home runs this season did kind of creep inside the right field foul pole. So let's see if he's trying to shoot balls that way. As Nick DeVella finishing up his warm-up pitches, what is going on in our Twitch chat. What do you guys think of this start here? Bases loaded, nobody out. Almost like the Night Owl is not ready for this yet, as Walker did not do his team a service there.
This is a really interesting matchup, actually, for Nick against Bo here. Bo actually does a really good job of hitting faster pitching. So with Nick, with a little bit of a slower stuff, there's 44 miles an hour right there. Right. Bo might actually struggle to time this up a little bit.
Absolutely. Let's see what happens. 2 strikes here, and that's slow, and it's through Josh Tucker, right through the 5-hole. A dirty single there. That'll only score 1 run. Andrew Ledet strolling home there, and this could get a little ugly here. How does that kind of feel, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit of a bad break there as Nick got a weak ground ball to his second baseman, but that's recently reacquired Josh Tucker at second. Not quite back in wiffle ball shape yet, and unfortunately let that one go through his legs.
And double play ball there. Giordano flips to Tucker, and they don't go third to second, and they attempt the double play. So a run will score. He could have held on to that and saved a run. And the second double play was open with the bases loaded there as well. So some defensive unorganization there by the Night Owls.
Yeah, I don't want to correct you, but if for some reason he did hang on to that, the run would have scored anyway, since they are getting
bases loaded, not first and third.
Correct, it's bases loaded. It was wise to attempt it, but
yes,
not quite the greatest instincts by Tucker there because he wasn't really sure what to do with the ball once he caught it. But
a great correction, Kyle, as I need to be kept in check every now and then. And here's Casey Nielsen. A lot of hitters coming to the plate in this first inning here.
Yeah, fast-moving game. Sometimes it's difficult to keep up with every situation, you know.
Right. Yeah, you want to analyze the play, and then kind of like that Ryan Roosh situation, he shoots one through the first pitch through the hole. It does move quick here.
Yep.
Slider missing the zone. Davila not even attempting 55 at the moment.
Casey Nielsen, one of the best opposite field going hitters in the league. Expect a pretty big night out of him overall.
Tough to sit back and go opposite field 30 miles an hour, 45 miles an hour.
It's true.
As that's shot into right field, moving towards center. Petrovsky doesn't quite get a good jump on that tag up. He kind of took a few steps into center field before he realized the runner's tagging.
Yeah, I think he was in trouble either way. I don't think he was. Had he realized Will was going to be going on that catch, he would have got him. But yeah, little lack of awareness out there by AJ, knowing that there was only 1 out. But good job to secure the out at least. Davila trying to limit the damage here. Got a runner on first, 2 outs, 3-0 Cajuns in the top of the first.
Cajuns roaring out to a 3-0 advantage. Ledet backspins one. That's going to go foul. 2 strikes here on a very good hitter.
Man, this could be Ledet's night. I mean, how are you going to get this guy out tonight? Wind blowing left to right.
And that shot going towards Petrovsky, but just absolutely dies out there. Wow.
Yeah, how is this? It might be impossible to get this guy out tonight if you have to throw him strikes. He's got too good of an eye to swing at pitches out of the zone, and when you have to come into him, he makes such good contact, and this wind is in his favor.
Yeah, I'm also looking at Petrovsky, though. His back against the fence out there in these kind of conditions. Someone's got to bring him in a little bit. Those balls can't be falling in on conditions like this.
I agree. He's got to recognize that the ball has almost no chance to get to the wall in these winds.
And that's going to be tricky. Tucker, basket catch there, ranging towards first base. That's the 3rd out of the inning. Damage done, though, as Jason Walker walks 2 very quickly there. 3-0 Cajuns as our gamma wiffle points have settled. Only 37,000 coming in on these Night Owls.
Yeah, looks like you're laying about minus 500 with the Cajuns, and maybe it's rightfully so as they jump out to a 3-0 lead, and the Night Owls are a little short-staffed this night. But you never know. If they can get to Roosh and Ledet, and they have to get in the depths of the Cajuns pitching, the Night Owls can score some runs just as easily. So it'll be yet to be seen how it goes tonight. A lot of wind plays a big factor.
Absolutely. Speaking of Ryan Roosh, our Game 1 starter for the Cajuns, been very, very, very solid for these Cajuns. Throws strikes, goes after hitters, and has a nice slider that he's able to keep on that outside bar there.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see how he does throwing strikes tonight. The wind, we keep saying it, but the wind plays a big factor.
Sure.
So we'll see if he has the control. If he falls behind early, which he is prone to do occasionally.
Sure.
He'll be back his back will be against the wall as well.
Yeah, and Ryan Roosh, a guy that likes to live on that outside bar to righties. Do righties that's a perfect pitch to kind of shoot into right field. So
yeah.
So maybe the Night Owls can throw something back a little bit here. Cody Giordano has been really a blessing for these Night Owls since he's arrived, and that trade with the Sand Vipers. And speaking of trades and POW transactions, Kyle, we have a few more transactions that did go down today.
Yep, for sure.
The Night Owls really filling the roster just to fill a roster. I mean, they're very short-handed as far as numbers.
Yep, they picked up Josh Tucker again. They had dropped him a couple weeks ago. But they had drafted him early this season, so they drafted him in the draft, and they liked him. So, he's back to giving him a shot. I'm not really sure why Nick released him a couple weeks ago. I think it was at the moment it was to make a roster, make room for a potential roster move.
Hot stove is piping here in the PLW. Here's
Night Owls have to practice some patience at the plate tonight. Yes, this Cajuns pitching rotation is deeper than the Night Owls, but they need to try to get some base runners here.
And that's taken in the zone at 47 for a strike. Giordano trying to get after it early for these Night Owls. Here's the 2-strike delivery, missing down, 2-2 count.
Frito Breath says, if I was willing to get a Premier WIFFLE tattoo, would they cover the cost? Can we? I don't know if we can encourage that.
We need a quote.
Yeah, send us a quote.
I mean, what kind of tattoo? Is this going to be a little like on your hand $5 tattoo, or is there color involved? Swing and a miss there. Giordano goes down on a pitch out of the zone.
Yeah, that would have been ball 4.
That's the discipline that you're speaking of, Mr. Lohman.
Got to remain tough with 2 strikes. I know it's you want to get anxious, full count or 2 strikes, but there's a lot of pressure on the pitcher to throw strikes, and it's not easy. These guys don't really do it with as high a frequency as you think, and working deep in accounts and get your pitch is key to success.
And kind of looking over the Twitch chat here with the Kyle Baker news spreading through. Sounds like a lot of our Twitch viewers need to follow us on Twitter.
They sure do.
Yeah, that's where the transactions go down. Follow us on Twitter. 60 miles an hour there, too hot.
That didn't even look like he tried to throw that hard. And typically, Ryan doesn't really throw anything above 57 miles an hour. I think that was a little bit of wind-assisted.
And that catches the outside bar, as we mentioned between innings there. Nasty, nasty stuff there. And Levine goes down on strikes, and a good start for Rouge here on the mound.
Yeah, the Night Owls have to try to not get too down early, not just on the scoreboard, but mentally. If they feel a little defeated here early in game 1, that's just a type of mentality that can spread throughout the dugout all night and really is tough to change.
And Ryan Rouge can help damage that mentality if he keeps tinging bars out here.
Yeah.
He is absolutely living on the pipes, and that is a very good way to pitch in this league. He misses it there, 2-2 count. Davila having kind of a resurgent season with the bat for him. All that winter work paying off, but not this time. Strikes out the side, and that is exactly the way you handle 3 runs of support. Come out and do your part on the back end. Through 1 here, Cajuns 3, Night Owls 0, as the top of the second inning is brought to you by Leilani Acuna, the official realtor of PLW. Whether you are buying or selling a home, you now have a realtor trusted by PLW players and family. As you have Leilani's Instagram there, please connect with her. Leilani Acuna, realtor, PLW.
She's the best.
Bam.
We love her.
Love it, love it, love it. And I love doing those. It sound like a official broadcast.
Yeah, sounds like we know what we're doing.
Yeah, sounds like we're, doing commercials and stuff. I love it. Good practice.
Yeah, Davila back out here for the top of the second inning. Will be interesting to see if he gives a couple of other guys a chance tonight if this game kind of gets too far out of hand. Maybe we see some Giordano. I think we're going to definitely see some Levine at some point.
And we see Will Morris just destroy that over right field, and that is his 5th home run of the season. Will Morris, ladies and gentlemen, getting into that one. 4-0 Cajuns.
Yeah, that's the problem with Nick sometimes is he's a little too batting practice-esque. He just doesn't quite have the zip on the ball that other guys do and doesn't have the late movement. So when he kind of just floats one in there, if he misses his location, a good hitter like Will Morris is going to punish him, and he did just that.
Yeah, these Cajuns hitters look like they are sitting dead red. Evans grounds that back to Davila, and Davila flings it into the zone, and some of the body language for these Night Owls not looking encouraging early on.
No, it's, as I said, it's tough. It's tough when you feel like you're up against it before the game even starts with your lineup situation. And then when you get down early, it's just mentality. You got to just be able to dig deep. You got to just take one inning at a time and fight, and work at bats, and just got to stick with it.
Sashi Boba flies that. That moves about 30 feet. Unbelievable.
That ball started
there
over the 103 number, maybe.
That's incredible.
And it ended up in the middle of right field. That's had to be 40 feet of left to right movement in the air.
It ended up being really a routine fly ball for Kuthar if he just kind of stayed there. As that's shot into right, another ball right in front of Petrovsky.
Yeah,
an adjustment that has to be made.
Yeah, he's way too deep in left field.
Absolutely.
I know yes, in general, in whiffs, it's easier to come in than it is to go back, but he has to recognize he is standing way too deep.
Yeah, absolutely. And Kuther as well is back against the right field wall. It's really only going to carry to, even when Morris's home run there really died down, barely got out of here. That's shot second base by Giordano, and that's going to be another base hit for Ledet, an RBI base hit, another run for these Cajuns. And this is getting out of hand early.
Yeah, that's 2 for 2 for Ledet with a walk. How many times do you think it's going to take for them to get him out?
Yeah, and I just can't even recognize this Night Owls team at the moment. I mean, and we've had attendance has been pretty good for most of the teams in the PLW. So, and Ryan Rouge
number 2
blasts that into the right field alley, and that's gone. And we were 8-0, Kyle. This is
I think it's 7.
Out of hand.
Or it is 8 now?
That's
My goodness, I've lost track.
My goodness.
I think it's 7.
We haven't seen too many 15-run games this season. Have we seen any? Go to 15.
15? Yeah. Unfortunately,
Yes,
I was a part of one.
Yes, that's
night
right.
out. The Lightning got smoked by the Sand Vipers a couple of weeks ago. That was ugly.
You guys
But
did
only
show
a
a lot
couple.
of heart coming back and taking.
We
that
did
left
find
game
game
right
3
after that.
somehow,
Yes,
but
yes.
yeah, tough sledding here for the Night Owls. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised that Nick is still on the hill. He's got it down 8-0. They got to go to somebody else and get some work. Got to let Maddie or Cody or AJ get some work here.
Man, the Cajuns hitters loving this.
Yeah, let's clear those bases down there. Nobody on, 1 out. 8-0 Night Owls.
It's just not that often you face this level of pitching here at the PLW, and this is some Avocado League stuff we're watching.
Yeah, this was the risk that manager Nick DeVella has taken over the last few seasons in building his team the way he has. He's used a couple of these stud out-of-town players as his star, members of his team, and unfortunately, they live 2 hours plus away, and they can't always make it.
Giordano keeps that in front, doesn't know where it's at, but recovers and fires in for the out. Nice play by Cody Giordano. And nights like these where you're up against it, you just got to do what you can, kind of almost be selfish as Bo Evans shoots that into right, and that's a triple off the wall. As the Cajuns look like they're the team that's taking advantage of this win going to right field.
Yeah, both sides have to play the win. So, just put the ball in play a little bit and try to go the opposite way, and you're going to score some runs. Nice job by Bo Evans there making an adjustment, changing from trying to pull the ball to just waiting on it a little longer and just going with it, and that ball almost left the yard off the wall for a triple.
And here is Boba, who's going to fly. That's gone.
Oh, yeah. See ya.
I mean,
Sashi with his first career PLW home run.
First career PLW home run. It's like a half a home run. I mean,
they all gotta go. You gotta give them the credit where the credit's due.
Very, very fortunate to be a Cajuns hitter tonight, as not all teams are this fortunate when facing the Night Owls. This is usually when you face the Night Owls, you got a long day at the plate. Even if Mayo shows up, one of their 3 guys shows up, you usually have one game where it's pretty challenging, but tonight it might be a short series for us. Is how it's looking.
Yeah, for sure. And to Nick's credit, he was on the phone today making a few calls, trying to make some moves. There's a nice line drive catch there by Josh Tucker at short.
And it's a 7 spot in the top of the second as Tucker does make the third out there. But it's 10-0 Cajuns. Run rule is going to come into play as well here.
As of right now, it certainly looks like that. But let's see if the Night Owls can change that and extend this game a little bit. We got to play at least 3 no matter what, unless they get to 15. But if the Night Owls get a couple, we'll be playing at least 3 probably.
Yeah, incredible news. The Night Owls really waving Kyle Baker, a surprise to many in this league. I mean, could use him tonight.
Yep.
And talking. Dangling this free agentship acquisition is what I'm hearing from the Night Owl side. But, hard to play for the future in this league. You need to kind of take care of the games in front of you.
Yeah, and honestly, as nice as it is to have guys like James Stein and Randy Dalby on your team, look, we play 5 nights a week in Las Vegas, right? So you run a risk of having these out-of-town guys and multiple out-of-town guys on your team. If there are nights where if a couple of other guys can't make it, all of a sudden you're up against it, and the Night Owls are seeing that tonight. So we'll see if Nick DeVella changes his mentality, the way he approaches his management of his staff going forward.
No shot on DeVella, but I just watched that first pitch from Rouge. It looks 60, 70 miles an hour after watching DeVella out there. Just the level of pitching that these hitters are facing. That's 54 into the zone. 4 straight strikeouts for Rouge to start this game. He is dealing. As the Night Owls just look a bit dejected out there
And understandably so. Look, they were probably beating themselves on paper to come in tonight, unfortunately, and then they get down early, and then now it's just kind of been piled on by the Cajuns in the second inning. And good job by the Cajuns to, when you have a chance to really put somebody away, you got to step on the gas and do so. And nice job.
Yeah, and I was kind of over on the Night Owls dugout before the series started, and somebody has to leave early, I've heard as well.
I think it's the guy at the plate right here. So you're going to see him in game 1 and 2, and after that, he might not be able to make game 3. So, although if this game's only 3 innings, he might be okay.
Develop might have to sign someone from the parking lot.
Oh, boy.
Can they offer cash exchanges for other players?
I don't think so.
To temporarily join the team?
I don't think so.
I'll go play for the Night Owls for a couple grand for a game.
A couple grand for one game? Wow, what a nice guy. You would do that, huh? We were talking today, GK and I, in a chat about, he was saying in the EPL they do loaning players. I don't really understand the concept super well, but he was saying some of the bigger clubs loan players to the smaller clubs so they can get their depth players developed more. Yeah. Maybe they wouldn't play on the big rosters, but they would play on the other teams.
Yeah, I kind of definitely emulate the soccer overseas, loaning a big part of that sporting structure. As 5 straight strikeouts to start this game. Do we have a record in your encyclopedia there, your almanac?
I don't know the record. I do know in the Challengers tournament, Stein struck out the first 10 or 9 or 10. That it was in the Challengers, to be fair, and not officially in the PLW. But yeah, this year Stein in the Challengers went crazy.
And Kuther worked it to a 3-1 count, but takes strike 2 there. And I don't blame him. I'd be trying to get Roosh out of there as well.
Yeah, you got to try to work him out of there right now.
Get any base runner you can, as that's poked over the first base line, fouled away from Kuther.
Yeah, good job by Joe trying to go the opposite way there. Honestly, the Cajuns should probably just move Will or Sashi over to the right side as well. Joe's definitely looking to go to the right side.
As that's grounded in play for the first time tonight by the Night Owls. Roosh to the backstop. We roll along to the 3rd inning. No runs. No hits, no errors in the bottom half there. 10-0 Cajuns, and they can put this thing away with a 5 spot.
Yeah, they sure can, and they're probably going to be looking to do so. I would expect them to make some lineup changes here at some point, get some other guys some reps. Got to think you got to see Sean Suller.
I see him with the bat in hand over there.
And Nathan Roosh here in the rest of this game. I mean, you got to give when you get to these rare opportunities when you jump out to a lead, you got to give your depth players opportunities for reps, as we see Matthew Bucky Wantman pinch hitting. And we do have one bright spot.
Oh, there it is. It finally makes his appearance out there.
Kirby Bucket making an appearance.
That's exciting.
To bring Maddie Levine the warm-up balls. This is possibly the best innovation to PLW since the wiffle ball.
Yeah, I'm a little bit new to it. I've been pretty locked up this week as far as watching PLW, but I've heard of this and now seeing it for the first time live. I'm very excited about this new addition, Kyle.
Maybe a little bad timing by Greg, as we're going to have Kirby make rare appeapearances. Maybe 10-0 for bringing him out to the Night Owls is not the way to go.
Jack some excitement into the game. It's 10-0. The game needs a little bit of juice.
Yeah.
And Kirby Bucket definitely providing that.
Matty Levine taking the hill here for the Night Owls, who does have some pretty nasty stuff, but his main problem is throwing strikes. So see what he's got here. As Wantman fouls one back.
Bucky Wantman getting in a bat here, almost like you predict the future, Kyle. Just kind of in manager Andrew Ledet's head.
A little bit. Frito Brett saying we need a Kirby emote.
Yeah.
I agree we need it as well.
Agreed. Good call, Frito. Also saw someone said they'd fly out to Vegas to play in the game if the team's short. What do you think about that? One of our viewers just rolling out here getting signed.
I don't know if we're going to allow it, but I don't mind the idea.
Oh, the Night Owls need somebody.
Yeah, that's true. Unfortunately, the rules are you had to attend the draft or at least be entered into the draft pool to be eligible to be picked up.
I know, just feeling sorry. Some of my boys out here.
Yeah,
the Night Owls.
The good news is, look, we're playing a 54-game season. They're right around 500. If they drop this series, if they manage to get one, they're fine. A lot of work, a lot of time to go. They're going to have plenty of nights with Dalby and Stein and Mayo. This team is going to be competitive the entire season.
As Maddie Levine does take the mound for Nick DeVella, but it's a walk by to Sean Solar as Ledet extending the lineup. Looks like everybody's got a bat in hand and going to get some reps here. And good for Ledet to get in his team some ABs. And maybe a good gesture towards the Night Owls as well.
Yeah, 100%. Nathan Roosh, the brother of Ryan Roosh, getting in at bat here. Former professional, current professional, not sure. Pickleball player.
Ooh, that's popped up. Those plays aren't easy. Jason Walker moving to his left, retires for the second out.
Yeah, Nick definitely should have gone to Matty a little earlier in this game. He's not incapable at all. He can throw very hard, and he can be quite nasty at times. He lacks control. But maybe lacking control, trying to get these guys swinging would have been a little better than the batting practice that Davella kind of had.
Yeah, that was difficult to watch there. A lot of balls going over the fence off of Davella, just not even challenging the 55 speed limit. Levine there at 51, looking a little bit better, but needs to find the strike zone here. He's a pitch away from getting out of this game. And Ledet not messing around, ready to hit. I like that. Fouls that back.
Yep, Ledet looking for an opportunity to add to his home run total there for sure.
Yeah, seen a few of his teammates do it. He's got to keep up, but he will patiently take the walk. Levine is done, and where do we go from here? I mean,
it's got to be Giordano or Petrovsky. I don't really know if Giordano has any pitching chops. AJ has some, for sure.
AJ definitely. And
has a similar curse that Levine has, where he struggles with control. Can throw very hard, probably 80 miles an hour, no problem. But, yep, at times does lack control. So we'll see what he's got.
I just think it's a great time to get Giordano some experience here. I mean, he's a really good athlete. I think he'd pick up the pitching eventually, and you don't get too many of these spots throughout the season to kind of experiment like this. So.
No, there's not too many blowouts either direction.
Sure.
And if you can get a guy in even an inning or two in what is really a low leverage spot, you got to take the opportunity for sure.
And it does remind me of a player missing for the Night Owls as well that we haven't mentioned is Barry Hutter, who has experience on the mound.
Yeah.
He'd probably be the guy pitching here if he was. That's another good player from the Night Owls missing.
It's true. That's a big bat they're definitely missing, and a leader on the team. He's been a part of their team since day one. Look, they just it's like the top half of their team isn't here tonight. They got 12 guys on their roster. The top half isn't here. The bottom half's here.
Yeah.
And this is like it shows you the quality of the teams in the league. Look, the guys that are new to this league that think they can just come in and walk in and be a part of it. They clearly don't have what it takes to hang with the rest of the guys in PLW. It's a lot of work to be a really strong team like the Sand Vipers, like the Ones, or even like the Cajuns. So.
Yeah, consistent, strong team, and it's just always been the Night Owls bugaboo is attendance. I mean, just such a stark difference from Friday night to Wednesday here. As Petrovsky starts it off with the ball. And Roosh has taken
3. Look, just like that. He told me pregame, Ryan Roosh said, now that I've got the monkey off my back, and the floodgates are now open for home runs for Ryan Roosh. And he went from 1 to 2 to 3 career home runs in a matter of 5 days. Good for him.
Absolutely full of confidence there. Jolting the Cajuns to a 13-0 lead, 2 outs. Regardless, this game is in peril of going 6 innings. Bottom half, if they get to 15, it's over, or the bottom half, the Night Owls are going to have to put up some runs to keep this thing going. That was way out of here, Kyle.
Yeah, that was a no-doubter. That's opposite field home run again for Ryan Roosh. Not pulling the ball, which is good. Good work. The wind seems to die down a little bit.
Dying down now with the sun. As the sun goes down, the wind taking a bit of a break here.
If you look at the top of the trees, they are still breezing some. So if you get a ball up in the Tier 2 winds, as Trench would say, it's likely to go out of the yard.
Tryhard Noob flying into that 3-hole of gifting subs. Look at that.
Look at that.
Look at that. He's been doing work this week.
Thanks a lot, Tryhard.
Tryhard on it, 195 into that 3 spot. Make sure to put that number 3 little gift thing on your name.
Boom.
Yeah, big time. Big hitter in the chat right there. It's a huge badge. Need that badge. There's GK's on. He's right on GK's back there for the 2 spot.
Nice home run by Will Ferrell, SP Parent says. Does he look like Will Ferrell? Ryan Roosh? Yeah, I could see that.
I can see it, yeah.
I never really made that connection.
Yeah, me neither.
I like it. I like the call.
It's fair. It's a fair call.
Got to go to Giordano here, right? I mean, you got to give him an opportunity.
Yeah, get him in the game. This is absolutely
13-0. Kirby's making another appearance in a 13-0 game. That's the best part of
this. Yes, that's the best part of this. Is Kirby Bucket's very busy bucket at the moment. Might need to charge that thing. We're using him so much.
Boy. And there he goes.
And he looks like he's got a little juice just from watching
He's got a pep in his step.
Yeah,
I think he's driving backwards there.
I like to see GK hit the accelerator there. There's a knuckleball from Giordano.
Yeah, Ryan Chen nailing it. No Mayo, no Stein. It's just bad without those guys at the Taco League team. Yeah, I mean, he's right. Look, those guys are seasoned veterans here in the PLW. Brandon Mayo, I mean, he has the record for the most wins as a starter in PLW history. James Stein, if you look at career statistics, arguably, basically is the greatest pitcher that's ever pitched in the PLW. He's got the best overall statistics, ERA, WHIP. And he's a fantastic hitter. We talked today. There's only 2 guys in PLW with like 300 plate appearances with more walks than strikeouts, James Stein and yourself. So he's a very dangerous hitter as well. So yeah, not having Mayo or Stein or Dalby or Towers or Hutter, man, what a different team.
Here's Sashi Boba, been hitting the ball well, knuckleball there from Giordano and Kyle, and I think I've eclipsed the 400 career bat mark with that.
Yeah,
record.
sounds right. I had the filters at a minimum or something like that to come up with some silly statistics. But
and here's Giordano trouble finding the zone early. That knuckleball dancing a bit, but not accurate. 3-1 as a double ends this game, and now a single ends this game.
Oh boy.
And 15-0 looking very, very possible here. 6:36 Pacific time. We started 6:05. Short game 1 here.
Yeah, and looking at, not that we're looking too far ahead, but looking ahead to game 2, I think the line has to be -9.5.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems crazy to go from a pick'em to -9.5, but what we've seen so far tonight, if it's not Jason Walker, who can't even start the next game, the Night Owls might not have somebody that can get anybody out.
Yeah, laying -500, turning out to be a
steal.
Great price there. As that price should be probably well in the 4 figures there.
Yeah, us fools taking 10-1 early on.
Yeah. Can always get me in with a price. That's, I'm a sucker for prices. I did put 6,000 on the Night Owls.
Oh boy.
It's all right. I like losing this way. Oh, and that's stopped by Kuther, and it looks like it's out of play. As GK Rabbit right on top of it there, our third base umpire, Kuther blocking it, but knocking it out of play, and 2 runs are going to score. 1 off the hit, 1 off the error there. And it's 15-0. That's a ball game. That's game 1, Kyle.
Wow.
That fast.
Yeah,
Boom.
that is tough to watch, honestly. That's not PLW wiffle ball right there.
No, yeah.
That's not commonplace
Well
at all so far this season. And honestly, it's really surprising. There's a very quiet lull over the field right now, even from the Cajuns side. Yes, the Cajuns are very happy to get a blowout win like that and move themselves up in the standings some more. But it's a very weird vibe right now, that the teams that are matched up on the opposite sides. And
I like what I'm saying. The Cajuns, not their performance in this game, but they're acting like they've been there before. I think they're being very class and showing a lot of sportsmanship as
100%.
well.
Roosh
is a very talkative guy.
But he knows when to turn it down.
Yeah, I think a lot of situational awareness by this Cajuns team here, not just
100%.
Not over-celebrating, I think, and understanding the Night Owl situation here. And, I mean, obviously you're happy with a 15-0 win, but keeping it, I think, together there and understanding that probably tougher games down the road.
Yeah, and a good job not getting too high after a 15-0 blowout victory. Sure, if Randy Dalby and James Stein were here and they blew them out 15-0, then you would hear that bench down the street. They'd be jumping around,
agreed.
right? But I think they're very realistic of their performance tonight, and moving on to the next one.
Yeah,
they're going to look through the same thing.
Ledet getting his guys some at bats. I think that was just really well manicured 15-0 performance there, and Ryan Roosh just absolutely dealing. Let's get into game 2 though. Matty Levine looks like he is on the mound for the Cajuns. Game 2, Ledet has been more of a bullpen guy. We could see Sashi Boba here, could see Nathan Roosh if we can get a starting pitcher for the Cajuns.
Yeah, it's not going to be Andrew Ledet. He pretty much doesn't start anymore. He's a bullpen guy. It's either going to be Sashi, Nathan, or it's probably just those 2, Sashi or Nathan, I think.
Our PLW odds makers with the real challenge here is, you might want to...
Yeah, I think it's very simple. I think it's Cajuns -9.5. Will they blank them again or not?
Yeah, is it going to be run rule or not?
Yes, Jason Walker's going to... What is it?
Still waiting for the line here is Nick DeVella.
9.5, yeah.
He says 9.5 as well.
Nick DeVella wants 9.5. He's like, go ahead, doubt us. One thing that we didn't mention, which we don't really know if we are counting it, because I think it might have happened once or twice, but I know it was only a 3-inning game, but Ryan Roos threw a perfect game, essentially. 9 guys up, 9 guys down. They won the game. Game over.
No, it was only 2 innings. That was a 15-runner. He didn't go to the 3rd inning. So it's
six
innings,
guys up, six guys down.
6 guys up, 6 guys
because
down.
I was the home team.
A technical perfect game. Yes, struck out 5 of the 6 as well. It was almost a perfect game.
Yeah.
Just
I think
there.
that one's going to have an asterisk on it, as I don't think you can get a perfect game in a shortened game.
I'm sure our PLW statistician, Chad Phillips, and yourself are going to be all over that one, having a conversation. Andrew Ledet leading off game 2.
Yeah, we can't add him to the perfect game list. That'll just go right to his head. That's no good.
As we have, let's see if a new line's up here. And Ledet just blasted the first batter of this game.
Good.
1-0 at Cajuns. And it's a -9.5 is the line. As, oh boy, they're already -8.5 now. Oh boy.
Yeah, Cajuns -9.5 is the right way to go. And we're still getting hammered with Cajuns action. And Ledet is 5 for 5, making it on base tonight. He's got a couple of walks. Home run there. Home run earlier.
Kyle, I have a situation I want to ask you here. We had a 30-minute game there, roughly 35-minute game. What if the line got posted, let's say, a little as game started? Mm-hmm. Would our viewers appreciate 30 seconds to get points in there? Maybe if we held up the game, played a fast game 1 there. It's worth holding up a little bit there.
Yeah, I mean, we can keep this. I would not. There's no way this line should close quickly in this game. Right. Honestly, 1, 2, 5 runs won't really affect this spread too much.
I agree.
So yeah, keep it up for a while. I expect this, as Matty probably will settle down here a little bit and start to throw some strikes as he gets more reps. The action will kind of level off here.
Gets out there. He has Will Morris to deal with now, as Maccabee says he's all in. All in on who, Maccabee? Give us a side.
Ooh, that was a nice pitch right down the middle, but 57 from Matty Levine there.
Plus 9.5 with a price, Kyle. I mean,
wow,
they're doing it to me again.
Wow, that was cool saying I go all in every game.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how you win your way up to a hoodie. And
Agreed.
Or you win your way out of points one way or the other.
Just need to win. It's a streaky business, isn't it? And you just keep watching so you get WIFFLE points. Why not go all in every game? Points will keep coming as that's floated into right center. That ball carrying a little bit more than I've seen other ones. The wind pretty much dead now.
Yep, has died down. If you look at the top of the palm trees in center field, they're not blowing as much. A little bit in left field. There is a slight breeze, but it's not like it was game 1. So maybe a little bit of normalized here. And maybe this is going to be a little more of a dogfight here in game 2, especially if Matty can settle down and throw some strikes. That's the key.
And it's a knuckleball missing high there to Bo Evans.
Man, hard to not take plus 9.5 runs.
Man, I got it.
It's so hard to get mercied in this league. It's so hard.
I have my phone pulled up here, watching the points come in, waiting to strike. Looks like about 3.6 to 1 on the Night Owls.
Yeah.
A decent price. Not as good of a price as it was last game.
I think you actually can hedge your bet and put some on both. I'm not positive.
No, you can't.
Oh, you can't?
Yeah, it doesn't let you bet both sides.
I feel like I've tried to do that.
I'll try it right now.
Let's try it.
Let's see if I can put 10,000 on the Night Owls, and it'll gray out the other side there. It will not let me.
Interesting.
Yes, I can add on. As that sounded good. Boba, that's off the wall. That's a triple, just short of his second career home run.
Yeah, Tucker looked like he gave up on it out there a little bit in right center. I think he
Yeah.
thought it was gone, and
he
he would have been right last game about 15 minutes ago. That would have easily been over the right center fence. But that one, as you saw, kind of got knocked down at the end there. A little bit of knuckleball hit, and that's just a triple for Sashi. Josh might have been able to make that play. Probably not. Ball was hit quite hard.
Anthony Michael in the lineup here in game 2. Did he not get in bad game 1?
No, he was uncharacteristically out of the lineup to start game 1 and didn't get in there. I mean, didn't really have a...
I wonder if Andrew...
And it looks like he's not happy about that as he smacks a single to the left side, and that's going to score Sashi Boba, and it's 3-0 Cajuns
maybe
here.
the team suspended him for a game. Maybe the
Could
team,
be.
maybe some...
some detrimental to the team,
right,
something.
Maybe something happened where he just didn't feature in game 1 there. Because everyone else got at-bats in that 15-0 game.
Wow.
Interesting. Yeah.
Should we start some drama even if there is none?
Yeah. I'm just got to find things to talk about in these...
The Ledet tracker is still on, and he's 6 for 6 reaching base tonight.
He's going to take a huge advantage in the PLW batting title tonight.
Yeah.
He came in hitting around 460, I believe. And that's going to go up after this series for sure.
On base percentage shooting through the roof as well.
Yes, taking walks. It's 3-0, already almost a third of the way into that 9.5 deficit, and still runners on base.
Now see if Levine can dig deep here. Go right after Ryan. He does, but that's too hot.
Glenn Meadows says all in on plus 12.5. I think it's plus 6.5 now, unfortunately.
Do we have in-game wagering? We could do in-game wagering via a poll. Ooh, that looked right over the pylon, or just short of it, which would be foul.
Foul up the right field line there. First and third, 2 out. Still top of the first here at the Hideaway. Game 2, 15-0 rout by the Cajuns in Game 1. That's shot to right field line of almost a duplicate ball there of the prior foul ball.
Yep, that's right, Didi. If the Night Owls lose this game by 9 or less, and you have the Night Owls, you would win your bet. Of course, they could win also.
As Giordano finally goes on the other side of second base, I don't know what more you need to see from Rouge.
I know.
And there's still a huge 4-3-4 hole there. I would keep going down towards that first base.
Yeah, probably a little bit of a oversight by the manager as well, not having these guys shifted to the right side for Ryan.
And that's now he makes the adjustment and pulls it. That's the left side of second base. We'll keep Ledet at second base, but it will score Anthony Michael 4-0, as this might be a tough night for Night Owls backers, getting sucked in here to these high spreads. As Levine misses with a knuckleball there.
Be interesting to see the level of panic from manager Nick DeVella after a night like this. You know, fire sale maybe? Florida Marlins?
Yeah.
You know what? Screw this. I don't want to deal with this anymore, and trade the assets. We'll see.
Yeah, that would be interesting. He has a talented team. This just reminds me of the fall sometimes. I've seen this from the Night Owls before. When the Warbirds play the Night Owls, it seems like everyone shows up, but I have broadcasted Night Owls games before where it does get like this, and I thought that was fixed, honestly, going into this season, and it looks like a little bit of a step back.
Yeah, I think it was for the most part when we expanded to 12-man rosters.
Sure.
And look, Nick DeVella was actually pushing for 13-man rosters early in the season, pretty much because he was expecting a night like this where he was going to have this top 4 or 5 guys out. But look, we only play 6 guys, and we have 12-man rosters. You should be able to field a team of 6 or 7, and they do. They have 7 guys. They're just not their best 7. So they're just going to have to take their lumps tonight and move on, you know?
Sure.
And it's the risk he's run, the way he's structured his team.
As Nick DeVella now has taken the mound again.
Yeah, I think he's got to try to make a little more of an effort to really be a pitcher here as opposed to just a thrower. He's got to try something besides just throwing straight balls.
Jason Walker's got all his innings, basically. Only faced 3 batters. It's just very, very interesting the way this is being ran here.
Yeah, 2 outs here. Maybe Nick just trying to get through this one inning.
Sure.
And just trying to get a ground ball here, which he has gotten. Yeah. He has gotten Bo to
But you're also one hit away from probably ending this game as gets Evans swinging at a pitch out of the zone. Floating curveball and right back to DeVella, and DeVella.
Whoa!
Close. Our umpires got to look closely at that one. That was very close. Man, I want to see that again. Our lighting is up there, and if that light wasn't there, I think that hits that top bar and goes the other way. That light.
Never a doubt.
Had a good look at that one from my little booth angle here.
And it looks like Will Morris is going to get the start, actually, this game, which is not surprising. Sashi's gotten a good amount of innings so far. Will hasn't gotten a ton. Nathan hasn't gotten a ton either. I expect if this lead maintains that we see a good amount of Will, Morris, Nathan Rouge.
Sure.
You never know. Possibly even somebody like
Sashi Boba as well. Pitching a lot.
Or even maybe somebody like Matthew Wantme. You never know. If they get a big enough lead, who they try to get some reps in with.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good time to grow your team and get your team reps. Absolutely, both sides. And Will Morris, big right-handed thrower, left-handed batter. More of the standard kind of switch there.
Adam Tanek-esque.
Yes, Adam Tanek-esque, absolutely. A lot of comparisons, Will Morris to Adam Tanek. Kind of similar in structure, aren't they?
Yeah, similar stature, obviously. Maybe Adam's probably got an inch on him, a few extra pounds for sure, but you can clearly see they both have the fundamentals of a left-handed power hitter. Will looks good so far in his early, young PLW career. Certainly at the plate, as you said, maybe not hitting for as high average as he's like, but I don't think really anybody is currently with a lot of colder weather games.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we'll see what he's got on the mound here.
Is Giordano going to get things started for the Night Owls? 4-0 deficit here at the bottom of the first. Takes a ball one. And then high fly to left field, but that's not happening as the wind did kind of pick up. I know we said it did die down, but back again, that ball went nowhere.
Yeah, that's a nice swing and all by Cody Giordano, but it is the absolute wrong approach tonight. You can just not be trying to muscle a ball out to left field. It's not going to happen.
Yep.
You have to just wait on it and try to smack it up the middle or go right side.
And Levine shaves that ball. Morris giving it chase.
Yeah, nice quick release off the mound there by Will.
Yeah.
Moves pretty good for a big guy.
He thought he had a shot at that. Foul ball, strike at number 2.
A lot of very athletic pitchers in the league. They always have quick step off the mound to go chase after a ball.
And that's the second time that's happened to Levine tonight. 45 inside bar. That is brutal. And these Night Owls, showing a little bit of frustration there, and you can't blame them.
Understandably so, absolutely.
As DeVella's going to provide a spark, base hit up the middle, first base runner of the night for these Night Owls.
Nice approach there by Nick. Just saw a pitch down the middle and smacked it right back up at Will Morris. That's the approach that this team needs.
Yeah,
we'll see if AJ makes an adjustment as well.
Important to just stay competing, stay grinding. And nobody on this league's going to take it easy on you.
Nope.
No one's going to. It's going to be tough. Teams are going to keep.
Hold on. He's got
Petrovsky calls for time. And our head umpire, Buck Burner, has given it. No pitch there. Petrovsky trying to slow Morris down, and Morris slowing down right back at him. Nice little bit of gamesmanship here. Swing and a miss. Petrovsky got him. Petrovsky trying to go. It looks like container there. And I'd be shocked if anyone got it out tonight. Easy inning for Will Morris. 4-0 after 1 here in game number 2. I see some bits flying in the chat here.
We love it.
I love bits.
Frito
Appreciate every one of you guys sticking around tonight. Going to have some possible lopsided scorelines here.
Yeah, it appears that way as of now, but you never know. Here in the PLW, it can turn around in a hurry. No lead is safe. 4, 5, 6 runs, they can come in a hurry especially with a wind like that. A couple balls in the air, you get a little deeper in the pitching staffs, and maybe things change. But we'll see if Jason Walker can settle this storm a little bit here. If he can bear down and throw some strikes and get these Cajuns off balance, maybe that'll spark the Night Owls a little bit. They need a little bit of a mental win right now.
Sure.
Even just a 1-2-3 inning here from Walker might be enough where they just say, all right, boys, let's go get some hits. And maybe that's enough to get them going. But if for some reason Walker struggles to throw strikes or something, this could be getting even worse.
Well, plus 9.5 backers have to like the fact that Walker's in the game.
Yeah, this is your guy.
Yes. We just need a couple zeros. We're right back in it. Sashi Boba going to lead things off. Let's get going here, Night Owls backers. Get that donut up on the scoreboard. And a jam shot there is, you see the Cajuns actively trying to go to right field. They're even on inside pitches, inside outing balls. Not seeing the same approach from the Night Owls. One team looking prepared. And that is 53 inside bar. Sashi Boba, knowing nothing about that, goes down looking. He thought that was inside for sure. And a great start from Walker. Looks like he's found the zone.
Yeah, and that's what the Night Owls were hoping from the jump tonight from Walker. Just that filthy late-breaking curveball that he features that just seems to buckle everybody's knees in the league. And hopefully that gets them in the right direction as Anthony Michael hits a hard-hit ground ball.
That gets to the wall.
Somehow went off Matty Levine's hand at third base.
Oh, my.
And ends up at the wall.
Deflection, wrong foot's AJ out there in left, and then he can't stop it from going to the wall for a dirty double there. My goodness. Runner at second base now, 1 out. 56 into the zone. If Adam Tannick was up here with me, he talks a lot about Walker getting frustrated on stuff like that.
Yep, it's definitely a boy, I don't really know how to even describe it. It's definitely not something that I think helps him on the mound.
Sure.
When he gets agitated at his team, when a play that could be made doesn't go his way, I don't think it helps your own performance. You have to just stay mentally in the zone, and that's 7 plate appearances and 7 times reaching base for Andrew Ledet. I kind of said it after the first at-bat that it might be tough to get him out, and 7 times up, 7 times on for that guy so far tonight.
Yeah, just staying short to the ball, hitting it hard wherever, all parts of the field. Drives in a run 5-0 now, Cajuns. Here's Roosh to the plate. Big sweeping slider at 52 into the pan. Strike number 2. Ledet putting a player of the week type performance in here on Wednesday night.
We got to pull up. Who will step up for the Night Owls? Walker,
Yeah, it's a good
AJ,
pull.
Nick, Cody, or nobody?
Oh, man. And topped. Roosh doesn't get all that. Levine charging and gets the second out.
Yeah, good job by Matty there, coming in on a slow rolling ground ball. Had a little bit of trouble.
And Walker is the guy that, I mean, they're not taking as good as swings off Walker.
Nope.
You can definitely see the difference here.
He forces weaker contact for sure, and that's what the Night Owls need right now. They need some few guys to roll over a couple, Walker to fool a few guys, and see if the Night Owls can go get some hits themselves.
Will Morris towards the 3-4 hole. Tucker gets it, fires and hits the bar.
Did a nice job there.
Oh, hits the ground first. Tough to see up here in the
Ooh.
broadcast booth. I just heard the bar there. I must have short hopped into it.
Yeah,
Oh, and it did on the
absolutely
replay there,
did.
yes.
Man, I thought he didn't really do a great job. We have a rule where you can basically take one crow hop in before you throw the ball, and he kind of didn't really give himself that luxury there. He just kind of stayed back and threw it from his back foot.
Yeah, backpedaling when you're fielding that ball takes away your momentum.
Yeah, and you take a lot off the throw. And had he
Absolutely.
taken one step forward, that would have nailed the strike zone no problem, and would have been an out. But instead, first and third with 2 outs here. See if Walker can bear down and get Bo Evans.
Big error there. Here's Evans, 3-1 count. Walker comes into the zone at 48.
You know,
Nice
I don't want
pitch
to.
there.
I don't want to say this is a factor, but pregame, I kind of led us in a. We played a game we call Survivor. You've played it before. You have to get a hit to stay in the game or whatever. But I was mixing it because these guys are such good hitters, so I decided to mix up rules. And I said, okay, second time through, you got to go opposite field.
Yes.
And a lot of these guys had no problem doing it. Sashi, Bo, no
Yeah,
problem going the opposite way. Anthony Michael just smacked it the opposite way. So maybe they were thinking opposite way pregame, and they've been thinking it all night, and maybe that helped them lead. And it's a good approach in general in the PLW, and especially on a night when the wind is hurting you. You gotta go that way.
Oftentimes a left fielder that way, a less fielder that way.
Mm-hmm.
Teams also try to kind of hide guys on that side of the field as well.
Sure.
So
they think the ball's going to be hit over there less often.
Sure,
Yeah.
a ton of value and driving into the facility, the flag blowing a certain direction. You could see it immediately driving in what the wind was doing.
Yep.
And great game plan for these Cajuns and even better to execute there. But Walker does leave the bases loaded there, and it's 5-0. I mean, this game, in my opinion, is just really about the spread at this point.
Yeah, it's until we see the Night Owls put a couple in a row here or have a couple of good at-bats and get some base runners, it's going to be the Cajuns' night.
Yeah,
Just be a matter of by how much. So we'll see if Walker can help himself out on the mound by putting up a good performance here at the plate.
Well, our audience seems to agree that this is about the spread because they're saying no one is going to show up for the Night Owls. Or step up, excuse me.
Now, Crazy says, John Lester on the mound? I see this for sure.
Yeah, I do. This is good.
He's pitching with the wrong hand, though.
Who said that? Mac Crazy.
Mac Crazy, one or the other. Looks like Lester for sure. Just he's the right-handed version. Bite the bullet says not happening tonight. Cajuns night. Yeah, you might be right. Might be right.
Cody Giordano not getting any love here in this poll. Probably the Night Owls' best player on the field at the moment.
Yeah, just maybe not as much of a household name yet. That's all.
Yep.
Guys like that can run under the radar and be good steals. And honestly, I think the Night Owls had a good little trade with the Sand Vipers. I think they got the best of it.
Agreed. Look at what we're seeing here up the right field line, Kyle, as Walker grounds at third base. Roosh bobbles, gathers, fires. 4-5-7 on the monitor.
Yeah, nice job by Nathan there. Had a little trouble fielding it cleanly, as it's not exactly easy to field a wiffle ball, ground ball cleanly, but he does a good job keeping it in front of him, makes a stride forward, makes a good hard throw to the backstop for the out. That brings up Joe Keither.
Time to add Barry Hutter to this poll of stepping up for the Night Owls as he has arrived
Oh, thank
in
God.
uniform. The Night Owls a much needed reinforcement there. That'll provide some pitching depth and a live bat. And Barry does possess the ability to go to right field as well.
Yes, he is does a great job looking straight up the middle / to the opposite field. It's the way his swing is structured in general. Maybe he's the perfect guy to have right here, right now for them to get the Night Owls going a little bit.
Joe Cruther goes down there, rolls the lineup over to Cody Giordano. Morris looking composed early, throwing strikes, not trying to do too much. Keeping it under 55.
That ball real quick. Ball, time. Thank you.
Sometimes that's half the battle in this league. On tough nights like this, just throw some strikes, get some weak contact, get through the lineups.
A 60-mile-an-hour ball there, hitting the pipe, but too hot. 55 max league here for a called strike. Cody taking a good at bat here. Head in the count. Hasn't happened too much. And that's shot into right. But Anthony Michael there to make the play. That's the third out of the inning. More easy, non-labor innings for Cajun pitching.
Yeah, good job by Cody Giordano there making an adjustment and not trying to hit the ball out of left field and go to the right side, but he just got under it a little bit. Wasn't quite there.
Tank. Perry shows up. He goes.
That's great. Perry shows up, sees the score, drives away. He's like, you know what? I'll see you guys tomorrow night.
Yeah. As he is immediately in action over there at third base.
Yeah.
I do like the move to Barry to third, the Giordano Hutter combination over there. It's looked good on the nights that I've watched the Night Owls this season.
Yeah, Barry does a good job fielding the ball. He just has a little bit of throwing issues at times.
Right.
I chalk it up to just rushing. He has a great arm. I just think he rushes the throw a little bit too often. Doesn't give himself a chance to get set always. When he does, it makes a good crow hop forward. It makes a good clean, a good fundamental throw. It's no problem, but it's he just rushes a little too much. So.
Sure. Well, shortening that throw at third base, I think part of the
that'll help.
That's part of the
even if only
there.
a couple feet. Sure.
Yeah. A lot of throws from third also coming, charging in on you, bobble it forward, and then kind of pick it up. So it does cut down the throw a little bit, I think, from there. Here's Anthony Michael. Down to a 0-2 count. Top of the third here. 5-0 Cajuns. Not out of hand just yet. Walker gets Michael chasing, and that slider doing its work. Looking like a strike for so long. And darting out of the zone.
Yeah, this lead is not out of control at all. 5-0. Yes, the Night Owls haven't put up a run on the board yet in, I guess, 5 innings.
One base runner.
You never know. A couple of bloops, and they start to have a good approach going the other way, and they could be right back in this game, no problem. I think Barry was what we call below the line, meaning like they knew he was on the way, and as soon as he shows up, he can get put into the lineup.
Good question there, but yeah, we do.
We basically declare active/inactives pre-game. We do that internally, like with amongst teams. They just kind of declare who's coming and who's not coming.
Right.
If you declare they're coming, if for some reason you walked through a handful of pitchers, you could have to go to a guy who's not here pitching technically, but it's only happened like one time.
Right, and
that's the only risk you run.
If declared inactive but show up and play,
right.
That's an out. How does that work if he takes the mound?
I just don't think they'll be let on.
Right.
If somebody who's declared inactive and then happens to show up, they just wouldn't play. But I don't think that's even happened because there's no point in declaring the inactive if there's a chance they come. You're kind of free rolling.
As Moto Mike, absolutely. Standings always up to date at our website, PremierLeagueWiffle.com. You can always go there. Someone in the chat throw up the standings command. As Ledet might have...
We got him out.
Got him out incredibly. Jason Walker, nice run there by Andrew Ledet, 7 straight on base. Solid player, solid guy. Love having him in this league.
Yeah, we actually have an addition to the stats and standings this week. We've added tracking of defensive statistics. I've actually had to go through and rewatch a few games in order to correct a few defensive stats because we didn't really keep them accurately the first handful of series this year. But at some point within the next week or so, they will be up to date and accurate. And we'll have some good fielding percentage, and you can see actually who leads the league in it and who leads the league in errors. And
what about defensive runs saved? Are we gonna go a little,
I don't think we have quite advanced metrics like that yet. No F wars or whatever.
Yes, F wars.
We don't quite have that level of sabermetrics here at PLW yet.
Yeah, let's go into the abyss, Kyle. Let's really dive into the stats here. When it comes to baseball, I'm a big nerd on that stuff.
Nice, glad to see it.
I'd like to have a PLW analytics guy.
Looks like we're going to have Will Morris back on the mound again.
And another scoreless inning by Jason Walker, keeping these Cajuns at 5, plus 9.5, hanging around.
Yeah, let's see if Levine can start it up here. I mean, they really just need a little bit of a spark, and then the Cajuns will start to not be as confident as they are right now. They
ball's in,
they
ball
must
time.
feel like they just are just going through the innings, and they're like, well, here's another inning. We're going to go get 3 outs. And if they can just put a little doubt in them, that might be enough to get the Night Owls going. But starting swinging at ball 1 is not a good way to start here.
Right, just need a jolt of energy, but it can't be like anxiety.
And Will tried to get him there with a nearly 70-mile-an-hour pitch.
Sometimes you want to get it starting so bad, you do stuff like that. You start swinging at bad pitches. You
Trying to
get
force things
yourself
to
out
happen.
and use your own aggression against you. It needs to be organic. You need to be patient. Let the game come to you. 2-2 here. Good
Nice job by Maddie working this count full
Yeah, that
to go
is a
from
nice
0-2
job.
to 3-2.
Let's see if he can take the action pitch here. No, he shoots it into left field and it's down. Nice hard contact there by Maddie Levine. Good to see. And he does jolt some energy into this club.
Yeah, great job being a leadoff hitter there by Maddie.
Yeah.
Fell down 0-2, and he stayed tough, fought in that account, and got it back to even, and then saw Will clearly took a few miles an hour off that pitch and tried to definitely just get it over, and Maddie jumped on it and hit it through the left side. Let's see if Nick can do the same. Gets ahead, 1-1.
Takes that one away. Kind of game here where just a run or two can get the Night Owls going. Some kind of positive, and it's just a floating ball there from Morris.
Yeah, and as we talked about, just a mentality state. I mean, look, they've only had Maddie is their second base runner of the night. I mean, and now they have first and second, nobody out after Davella walks, and now they got to feel a little better. AJ's got the power to hit it out of the ballpark. This could become a game in a hurry.
To the delight of 93,000 WIFFLE points here, the Night Owls got something going.
Here we go.
For the first time tonight. Here's Petrovsky. Petrovsky, first pitch swinging, fouls it into the zone. What do we have here? Let's see if Morris buckles down. Here's the 0-2. And it's a double play. Ball goes to third. Morris roost to second. Easy double play there on a pitch that was about 70 miles an hour. Petrovsky just no recognition at all.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of been preaching it to the Lightning a lot that nobody throws a strike on 0-2, and there we go. Will Morris tried to chuck one at 70 miles an hour by AJ, and AJ, for some reason, was swinging
AJ's been
at it.
playing in this league a long time.
Yeah, he's got to
doing
know
something
that like the guys are going to try to toy with him there on 0-2. And but good job by the Cajuns there, turning a 1-5-4 double play.
Right.
Ground ball back to Morris, going over to third, and then to Nielsen. Not your traditional looking double play.
Sure, and you're taught, and I mean, Morris is a baseball guy. You're taught on comebackers to make the spin play go to second.
Yeah, absolutely.
There. So a little awkward going to third for guys like that kind of, it's ingrained for you.
Yeah, could have easily thrown it away, for sure.
Yeah, and then makes a nice throw. Roosh gets the turn and turn a pair as Walker goes down, and just as fast as the Night Owls got something going, Will Morris has shut it down, and rally is officially killed off. 5-0 through 3 going into the fourth.
Yeah, those double
hate to see
plays. Those double plays are the rally killers. And, we have a structure in this league where it's an easier, quote-unquote, double play when there's runners on first and second to go from third to second. And when you have a right-handed guy up and it's first and second, nobody out, or first and second, one out, you definitely run the risk of a weakly hit ground ball to the left side killing a rally. And you have to be conscious as a hitter
Right.
to try to avoid that situation. It's just so bad for your team.
Your
if you,
approach needs to be a fly ball approach.
Yeah,
there.
fly
It
ball
has to
approach
be,
or other way.
strikeout. I mean, and you're okay almost striking out there and trying.
It's better than grounding into a double play.
Absolutely. I mean, if you got to see the uppercut effort from your hitter, I mean, in that spot. And if we punch out with giving a little effort to try to do it, I'm okay with it. Better than the absolutely the alternative, which is a weakly hit ground ball. That just it's just not a difficult double play to turn. I mean, a couple of throws have to be made. Obviously, you got to play a little catch, but
Of course.
I hate to see how that inning ended there.
But a weakly hit ground ball to the left side or up the middle is going to be expected to be turned as a double play more often than not. So, yeah, you got to have a different approach.
Frito Breath, I see your question. I'll get to that in just a second. My biggest weakness in this league, and how do I plan on improving that?
Your personal biggest weakness?
I think that's what he's referring to, or he's. I mean, I'd like to be right-handed on the mound. That'd be great.
Yep.
Need to develop a few more pitches on pitching. So, I'd say that's my biggest weakness in the league is on the mound, and that's sky to right.
That
Does
is
it have
so
enough?
high.
And it's kept in the yard by
I think it's
Davella.
a base hit.
Just a single.
Yeah,
A dirty single off Davella's hands. Kind of a nice play by Davella there.
Yeah, honestly, I don't even know if I'd give him an error on that. That ball was 80 feet up. That was a monstrous fly ball.
Oh, my. That was one of the... I hate to speak in extremes, but that really was one of the higher fly balls I've seen out here.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I think
height on that.
I think I'm ruling hit there.
I agree.
I know it hit him in the hands, but that is far from a routine play.
I agree. Not like you have a mid on your hands there. That thing coming down with some speed and spin and wind up there. He touched tier 4 wins. If that's going to find Davila again, no. Levine out from second base.
Snow cones it.
Snow cones that fingernail ball. Those can be a little painful sometimes.
What do you think about your ability to grow a beard? Weakness or strength? I think you shaved this morning and now...
yeah, very strength. us Greek men can grow a beard. Yeah, definite strength there.
Mark Tavano asks, is this game 2 already? It sure is, Mark.
Yes.
We had a 15-0 blanking in 2.5 innings by the Cajuns in game 1, and they're up 5-0 here in game 2. But Jason Walker doing a little better on the mound in game 2 and keeping the Night Owls in this one as Barry Hutter charges in on that. That's going to stay foul. Sashi Boba's up there battling against Jason Walker.
Runner at first, 1 out. Night Owls have kind of stopped the bleeding a little bit here. 1 pitch away from getting through 4. Here's the 1-2. And that's jam job. What's Walker going to do here? They're going to go home with it. Walker at 3-8-2, kind of wildly slinging that one in there with plenty of time.
Yeah, a little bit of...
Be a little careful there. Went for the side panel. I thought
it's interesting.
Kind of surprised
a
me.
lot of guys in the league take those slow comebackers as a chance, as an opportunity to maybe take out a little aggression. They're like, you know what?
Yes,
I haven't really been able to do anything. Let me just whip one into the backstop.
As Anthony Michael, does he get one out to left tonight? He does!
Wow, great swing by Anthony Michael. I thought there was no chance anybody hits one out to left tonight, and he proves us wrong in a beautiful 2-run home run to left field off Jason Walker.
Albeit conditions have changed quite a bit, but a 2-run line drive home run from Anthony Michael, 7-0 Cajuns. And now we can maybe definitely call this just a spread game at the moment.
Absolutely. Anthony's saying, hey, coach, what are you doing not having me in the lineup starting game 1? I'll show you what's up. And boom.
Yeah, I
2
think
for 2 by Anthony Michael, including a home run.
If we have Ledet up in the booth, which I know he doesn't love coming up here, but definitely a question
such
I'm going
a
to ask
humble
him.
guy.
Yeah, so quiet, so mild-mannered, exactly.
A guy who goes 7 for 7 to start the night, I think we're going to...
When I
urge the fans to get Andrew Ledet up here tonight.
When I interview Ledet, I mean, if I get to do it tonight, I'm just going to pummel him with questions.
Oh, yeah. This might be the longest post-game interview yet.
So uncomfortable for him up here.
We got plenty of time.
He's got a little smile on his face. I think he can hear me.
We'll quiet.
And he has driven one, and Petrovsky's let another one fall in front. And I'm not going to bash on AJ, but a guy that's been out here for 4 seasons now.
And he plays a lot of left field.
Plays a lot of left field, making 0 adjustments. I don't understand how you can justify that
laziness,
happening.
I guess. Yeah.
I mean, and kind of what we saw at the plate with swinging a 70-mile-an-hour ball.
I'll give him a little slack as the batter before just hit one over his head.
Right, but
so
you have
maybe
a left-handed hitter up at the plate here.
Yeah,
I don't think
on.
Ledet is going to opposite field one of them.
Less often than not, he's not. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I just kind of want his rookie season, if we threw that out, if his career stats, what do those numbers look like, Kyle?
You're saying for AJ's rookie season? He's definitely come back to earth a little bit. He started quite red hot on the at the plate early rookie season, and he hasn't looked nearly as good. As Roosh does a great job of taking that inside pitch the opposite way, making it first and third here. AJ's, maybe he doesn't put as much time into the craft as a few other guys do. I see the potential for sure. I think it's probably more about just a level of commitment with him. He was clearly a talented athlete, a great hitter.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of, whether or not he wants to commit to PLW more,
Yeah. I mean, there's just something to be said for effort and concentration in this game, and kind of noticing those little things and can make up for lack of talent and things like that. And that's shot to Petrovsky right at him here at the Lelani Acuna sign. Another well-hit ball by Will Morris. And it's at only 2 spot there for the Cajuns. 7-0 through 4, 6 outs left, and some real spread drama in this game here. It's plus minus 9.5. A solid line by my color commentator here.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was after a 15-0 drubbing game one, it was hard to not make it anything besides -9.5. Cajuns going back with Will Morris here still. Kind of surprised they're not giving somebody else a shot yet in this game, but Will still is a rookie this season and needs his reps as well. And Andrew Ledet is very high on this guy. Honestly, may not trade almost anybody in the league for this Will Morris.
You see the kind of contact and the kind of power he displays. Even to hit a ball that high, you need to put a ton of juice into it. I mean, so you see the raw talent that is just really hard to teach, obviously. So
the next Jim Dodos?
Yeah, I've heard that getting thrown around. But he is maybe Ledet thinking on the mound. You know, a newer pitcher hasn't maybe gotten through a complete game before, or tried to get as many innings without 2 walks, kind of thing. I think that's good for a younger pitcher.
Yeah, and when you don't have as much pressure on you, thinking like, well, if I give up a couple of hits here, even let a run in, like no big deal. When you're not scoring a lot of runs as an offense and you give up a couple of hits and a run, you just feel so much extra pressure because you're thinking, oh, geez, if I give up 1 or 2, we're not going to win this game. But thankfully for his team, they've gotten him 7 now here, and he can try to relax a little bit.
But he walks the 6-hitter Kuther, and it's Kirby Bucket's coming out.
And we have Kirby Bucket making another appearance. We were kind of torn between naming, and maybe the chat can suggest a few other names. We don't have to stick with Kirby Bucket because he's not a pitcher, We were thinking we also had Cariano Rivera.
Cariano Rivera, very good, very good.
As a possible name.
Very
Anybody
solid.
have any other car/baseball player pun names you can come up with? As GK goes out to center field to possibly adjust the center field cam.
As I saw a little bit of space on that bucket, kind of the POW symbol. If I'm a aspiring businessman, maybe I throw a sponsor on that. Kirby Bucket, get some camera time.
Maybe we'll call a Ford or Chevy and see if they'll want to sponsor
Looks
Kirby.
like some nice ad space on that bucket there.
Is GK putting the Owls jersey on? Says Trench. I think GK's days of picking up a jersey off the rack and finding joining a team that night are over. He has found his spot as a member of the Snappers. They're not letting him go anytime soon.
Yeah, GK, an elite third baseman over there, does a great job for the Snappers.
Yeah, that's that keeper experience or goalie experience.
Yep. And it's Nathan Roosh taking the hill here.
Yeah, we called it.
Barry Hutter getting the at-bat, his first of the night, and another leadoff base runner for the Night Owls.
Nathan does a good job hiding the ball. He has it behind his back the whole time and then quickly gets it to the front of him when he releases,
and that's a high fly to left.
Yeah, where has Barry been all night?
Barry Hutter jolts some life into the Night Owls, and Night Owls backers in the chat are ecstatic.
Yeah.
7-2, welcome to the show, Barry Hutter, as gives us a little shot.
Yeah. To be fair, we did make it when the wind was blowing in like 25, 30 miles an hour left. Nobody was going to hit it out.
There are context to these things.
Yeah, of course. Let's go, Owls. See if they can get back in this. It's Josh Tucker getting in the bat here. Nathan Roosh throws one behind him.
As conditions have dramatically changed from where we started the evening for sure.
Big time. Ooh, just 47? That looked a little quicker than that. Interesting. Deceiving.
As Nathan Roosh concedes the first runs for these Cajuns tonight, as one of those attributed to Will Morris, one of those going to Roosh. As Tucker got some spin on that.
Yeah, saw a ball up, little in, but saw a ball up and jumped on it. That's the right idea. See if you can get one out over the plate and go the other way with it. Plenty of room on the right side there, next to Casey Nielsen.
As Tucker scuffs that up the third base line, slightly ahead of it.
Casey Taravel saying, welcome to Wednesday.
Windy Wednesday, yes.
The Legends are veterans of Wednesday Wiffle, and it's quite windy.
Yeah, Legends always claiming that they've played the most windy games in POW history. Josh Tucker popped up to the infield.
Nice job by Casey Nielsen staying under that. Not an automatic play at all tonight. Alonzo saying, Carl Ripken Jr., not bad.
Carl Ripken, that's fair.
Pale K-line as opposed to Al K-line?
Al K-line. Pale K-line, like a pale.
That's a
so
stretch.
now the bucket went pale there.
Okay,
see what he did.
Stretch.
I think more like lunch pail when I think of a pail.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but Al K-line, though, good, nice Red Devils. Knows his baseball history.
Sure does.
Solid Detroit Tiger.
Eric Karros. I mean, that's just kind of spot on.
My Greek brother, Eric Karros. longtime Dodger Greek baseball player.
Sidekick says, love seeing the players so involved even when they're not playing umpiring, cameras, etc. Yeah, this league, as of now, is operated entirely on the volunteer basis.
Yep.
None of the workers here are getting paid. We have Sean Merciel of the Warbirds up in the Sky Camp tonight, Greg Kelly of the Snappers down the third base line, Jim Dodos and I, Kyle Lohman up in the booth. We have Buck Burner of the Warbirds over here as umpire, Matt Petrikis over on the first base line doing the scorebook and umpiring. Down below, Tom Gannon of the Sand Vipers and Logan Christie of the Warbirds also.
We like to call it Warbirds Wednesday, Kyle.
Yeah, Warbirds Wednesday in the
that's
volunteer.
That's not an accident. Yes.
I would love that to be a trend league-wide. If
get your day as a team.
Yeah, as a team. I agree. The Lightning have started to do that a little bit. We've had a couple of guys come together, and I'm hoping that starts to be a trend league-wide for everybody.
Ooh, Jam Job Morris taking the call there right in front of Rouge makes the play, but Rouge looking like he was a little bit better positioned to make that play.
Yeah, definitely the outfielder's ball in that spot. And now that we're tracking defensive stats, we might have Couts the other night was telling me he's going to be calling guys off no matter what when the ball goes in the air, looking for more assists and putouts. So I'm just kidding.
Sounds like a way to get somebody hurt out there.
Yeah, Warbirds leading by example, the volunteering. We appreciate it very much so.
Yeah, I think
it's fun to be out here, not just playing.
Team,
it's great.
Believe in what we're trying to accomplish here at the PLW, and volunteer basis now. But as we grow into something, and the new field coming, I think a lot of upside for the league. So I think that's what we from the Warbirds perspective. That's the kind of the vision we see. So
the league's still in its infancy in general. Yes, we're in what we call season 4 here. But that's really only a calendar year or so. I mean, it's come so far. If you actually have ever seen some of the early PLW stuff, you just look. They were 3 guys underneath the booth on a folding table commentating with no microphones.
Right.
It was just a phone mic or whatever it was. It's come so far in just
our
over a calendar year.
I mean, we were doing stools.
Yeah.
And
now we got these beautiful chairs from AK
headsets.
Racing. Oh my goodness.
I mean, we used to remember the huge microphones. That was only weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so much more range of motion in the booth here with these headsets.
Yeah, as the days and the weeks go on, just improvements all around here, and nothing but great things to come.
Yeah, a lot of little things that probably our viewers don't even get to see.
Yeah, a lot of stuff we all see in-house,
sure.
But the viewers see the product on the field. But they're along for the ride as PLW grows, and these longtime viewers that are here in technically the early days will see. Oh, wow, I remember when they only broadcast on Twitch.
Right, yeah, absolutely. Remember when they had Nicolas Cage on the backstop? Do you ever miss our little fans in the backstop we had last year?
I do not. I'm definitely more of I'm a minimalistic kind of guy, so I really enjoy the simple view of the IV with the logo. I think it looks great now with the brick and the IV. I think it's the perfect adjustment in the offseason. It was fun.
Well said.
It was fun for a little while to have the quote-unquote fans in the backstop.
Fly ball to Petrovsky. That's down. Evans will be awarded first base. That ball not getting to the wall, catching Petrovsky's foot.
I really like what I see out of Bo Evans so far this year. Former teammate of mine. I was really high on him on our team, and I was a little disappointed when he ended up leaving our squad. And he's a former baseball player. As I said earlier in the night, he does a really good job of hitting fast pitching. For some reason, you throw him 65 and 70, and he squares it up no problem. And it's just a matter of time until he really gets the timing down in this league, and he's going to be a dangerous hitter for sure. He's a nice kid too. Soft-spoken, loves playing.
Yeah, I think he's taken a massive step forward, or I didn't see him play enough. Either one of the two.
A little bit of both.
Yeah. But he's fit into this Cajuns team like a glove, and Ledet loves him. He plays him every day, hits him in the middle of the lineup, and he's rewarded his manager.
Yeah, Ledet's done a great job in his short tenure as manager of the Cajuns.
That is a ball that is on the ground again. It's dirty. It's a ball in front again.
He touched it first. Hit out second.
Yeah, that's just going to be one base as Nick bobbled that. Just going to be, even though it's on the right side of the second baseman, that's just going to be a dirty single, as we call it. Maybe an error. That's tough play. What do you think, Jim? Hit or error? Nick came in on that, had to reach way down low.
I don't like the positioning of the Night Owls outfield tonight, so it's definitely a strategic error.
Brad's saying error.
I would say probably not an error because it did have to reach, but that's a close one. Either way, I'm fine with it being called either way, honestly.
Yeah, I'm usually pro-hit in these spots, and especially on a night when there's so much wind, I just find that play far from routine and tough for the viewers to really understand the breeze that's going on.
Yeah, I don't have a solid opinion
Bird says
that,
error. Bird would have made it, he said. Another redemption opportunity.
Levine is there to get the pop-up. First and second, one out here. 7-2, top five. Ledet at the plate. Ledet been on fire all night. Let's see if there's any adjustments. Night Owls outfield still playing very deep. Ledet happy to just keep sending missiles into shallow outfield all night. Oh, gets a good pitch to hit there. He's going to want that one back.
Yeah, jumped on the first pitch from Walker there.
As ref's got something for us in the chat there. It's up the middle. Walker doesn't give it much chase. To the left side of second base, but it's going to score Bo Evans. 8-2 Cajuns.
A great job by Andrew Ledet. Just a nice, simple swing. Didn't get all of it that time, but doesn't have to. Good approach and goes right up the middle and gets another base hit.
Walker not exactly in a defensive position there on the mound to make a play.
Yeah, sometimes if you fall off the mound in a certain direction, or if you're not in a fielding stance coming off, just based on your
it's a big part of the game.
Yeah,
pitcher fielding is a huge part of the game.
Gotta be
Doesn't
ready.
get talked about a lot. As Petrovsky has kicked that into the wall. GK is going to call that a double up the third base line. He says it did hit the wall, hitting the container there.
Oh, did it?
Petrovsky looking like a frustrated figure out there in left field. Roosh, right when you start playing him the other way, he goes and pulls one. And there was a little bit of a long run there for Petrovsky.
Yeah, good adjustment by Ryan there. As you nailed it. They started to look at him to go opposite way, and he just jumped on that one and pulled it down the line. Really good job by Ryan Roosh there.
9-2 as Night Owls backers thought they were in the clear. Starting to get a little sweaty again. Only one out.
I don't even know how this poll is this close. Who's the better announcer, you or I? Oh, it's you and a runaway.
Oh,
come on. I have only a handful of opportunities up here. You are you're best of the best. You might have found your calling later in life. You might be getting calls from, Nesson and whatever the SNY and Yes, these networks. These I don't know any of the West Coast networks, but Fox Sports West.
Give a shout out to Jerry Remy, Nesson, RIP, one of the best.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, kind of the Vince Scully for your part of the country. Not necessarily, but he's well loved by Red Sox fans.
Yeah, he was massively loved. He's just he was more of a colorful guy for sure. Mm-hmm. Started the whole kind of was the birth of Red Sox Nation kind of thing.
Sure.
There's no such thing as Red Sox Nation prior to Jerry Remy being a broadcaster, and you do a great job up here. And I think everybody enjoys listening to you, both your knowledge of the game and your ability to call play-by-play. Yeah,
the speed of the game is a challenge for any broadcaster, but our whole broadcasting team does a great job. Trench puts in a ton of hours. I try to block off Wednesdays and be scheduled, but GK does a great job, and we have a lot of guys that want to get up here and get in the mix as well. So, and I've seen Warfield get in the booth lately. I know Ryan Chen's going to be scheduled, so it's going to. And your wife Jen Lohman I saw was on the schedule.
Yeah, she's going to make an appearance.
That's
Friday
what
night.
I think would be. I think a female broadcaster would be much needed in the league. I think it's a good perspective to have up here.
Yeah, she's watched a lot of PLW, and she's well aware of so many aspects of the league, and it's good. And good to see her up here.
And Ref did have a question for us. He's from UK. He stays up every night in the UK to watch this.
Oh, good man.
Needs some advice on how to pick his favorite team. That's overran by Hutter. Giordano, nice job being there. That's going to be third out as the Night Owls escaped further damage 9-2. But how do you? What advice do you give to our viewers
if you have
on your favorite team?
You'll see you have no allegiance to any team. Who do you pick? Well, I think you just got to kind of go with what you see in both play on the field, maybe the way they handle themselves, and maybe some personalities. Maybe you wait all season and you kind of get to see who comes up to the booth, and when you interview and when you hear Tom Gann or Adam Couts or Jim Dodos giving post-game interviews, you can really kind of get attached to a few players, and that's maybe how you pick your squad. Or and if you just want to pick the underdog, you just take a look at the table and maybe pick those bottom two teams, and you say, you know what, I'm rooting for the underdog from early. And
kind of what makes it tough with broadcasting wiffle ball is the action's so fast. a lot of interesting players in our league, a lot of interesting backgrounds. We are in Las Vegas. A lot of guys that do, very, I think, interesting lifestyles here that people, I think, as you listen to more broadcasts, you start to learn little things about certain people. And each team has their own dynamic. I think the Bombers have the family dynamic, right? And the Night Owls and you have the Boston dynamic on the Lightning, right?
We do.
We
have 4 guys that represent from the Northeast,
Sure, and you and me share the sports betting thing, but the Warbirds and the Night Owls a little bit on the poker side, and the same thing with the Lightning to an extent as well.
Yep, so some poker players there as well.
Right. So kind of the baseball guys on the Sand Vipers.
Yeah, legends, hardworking guys, some softball guys. Yep.
Legends, the older cool dudes out here that still can bang it around a little bit.
Sure can. After what we've seen the last couple of weeks, they can bang it with the best of them.
So
who's a better announcer, Dodos or Remy? Oh boy, tough call. I think for baseball, Remy. For wiffle ball, Dodos.
Yeah, Jerry Remy's a R.I.P. to him as Petrosky shaves that.
That was 60 miles an hour.
Put a good swing on that, just too much velo to square it up.
Nathan Roosh with the scouting report correctly on AJ.
Right, and swing and a miss there to lead off the bottom half of the 5th. See if the Night Owls can squeeze another insurance run across for these plus 9.5 backers. Right now, 12 is the target number for these Cajuns to cover if the Night Owls don't score in this inning.
Ooh, and a deceiving 53-mile-an-hour late breaking ball by Nathan Roosh there. That was nasty.
Yeah, Roosh doing a good job filling innings here. Cajuns only have had to use 3 pitchers tonight.
Taravella's calling. I wasn't suggesting that they're poor. I just know, I know they're in construction. They're like real men, please.
Yeah.
I meant they're like the real men of the league. J-Dub, my God. J-Rock, my God. That's like the biggest, that's the biggest guy there is in the league. I swear.
I think blue collar is the term you're looking for. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's blue collar guys. Love the legends.
Poker players, we're stink. Oh, 55, top pipe. Jason Walker, not much he could do about that. Nathan Roosh with the filth. Tink, tink.
And here's Kuther here. 2 outs, 2 strikeouts to start the 5th. Kuther walking his last at bat. He's going to look to do that again, but this one finds the strike zone at 52.
Yeah, just a night off for Adam Tanek. I know he's been up here for a lot of Wednesdays with you.
Right.
Look, we've been going hard. 5 days a week. He's up early. I get up at 9 a.m. sometimes, and boom, he's already been chatting all morning with a few guys on the boards and the chats. And late at night after the games, he's in the chats, and he's here commentating and playing and behind the scenes stuff. And oh my God, it's just 60-hour-a-week job here.
Yeah, it's a ton
trying
of
to build
work
BLW.
for some of the core guys that are in it. I mean, GK was telling me he's in 51 group chats. PLW affiliated group chats.
I don't want to count them. I'm probably kind of close,
crazy,
but that's too many.
Oh man, so yeah, it is a pretty full-time gig. I mean, Adam is. I just consider it a pleasure whenever he does join me. We always have a good time up here.
He does a great job.
Yeah, he brings like a little different. It's funny how we all have different styles.
Yeah, I love the way he gets excited about
he gets
plays.
very
It's
animated.
awesome.
He cares.
He has a great call. I can't even replicate.
I
don't want to try to impersonate
about going
it.
We're 1-5 against the Legends, and I think that's gonna
big deal.
factor
Middle
in.
of the regular season. I mean,
because I'm gonna grill him on it if he's up here with me. I'm definitely gonna.
I think the Sand Vipers will be just fine. They're the reigning champions. They have some of the best players in the league. They have probably the best 1-2-3 combo in both especially in the lineup. Their 1-2-3 punch of Tanek, Hicks, and Gannon is definitely the best 1-2-3 in the league.
Right.
And they're going to be just fine. I mean, they're a perennial contender, and I expect them to do the same. Big deal, small road, small bumps. It's baseball. It's streaky. It's plastic baseball. Everybody's going to have their streaks. And
Agreed.
Small stretch of losing. Big deal.
Hey, we talk about matchups all the time, and the Legends are a team that can bang with the Sand Vipers offensively. And
we talked about it last week.
Not every team can do that with the Sand Vipers. So the Legends do swing the bats well, and they came out ahead this go round.
Yeah, I mean, if you can score runs, you can compete with anybody in this league, for sure. And the Legends can do that. And right now, it looks like the Cajuns can do that too, as they put up 15 in the first game, and now they have 9 here.
Cajuns 24 runs in 2 games, as Bucky Wantman takes a swing and a miss there, 1 out, 2 outs away from cashing my ticket here. As I upped the ante with 10,000 this time on plus 10.5.
Did you?
At 4-1 odds.
Boy.
I'm going to score a pretty good one here. Well, not yet.
Not yet.
Not
That's right.
yet. 12-2.
Uh-oh, you might be in trouble. You just counted your money before you left the
Counted
table.
my chickens before they hatch. As Anthony Michael takes strike number 2, 54, as Jason Walker is kind of being a Night Owls wiffle point backer here when he came into pitch. Kind of delivering what I hoped he would here, kind of slowing down. And he's obviously the option here. Petrovsky coming in and drops that one there and left. Oh, it's just a tough night for Night Owls outfielders. That ball moving a ton as the wind has come and gone at kind of intervals tonight. It's a very strange wind night here in Las Vegas.
Yeah, it felt like non-existent at the start of this game, and then all of a sudden now we feel these big bursts of gusts of wind. Nice job by Anthony Michael to get a good barrel on that one. Flare it out in the left field, make a tough play for A.J. Petrovsky. He's on first. Nathan Roosh now at the plate.
Good. Takes inside there, and Walker. 1-2 count. Top 6 here. Nice slider, but good discipline there by Roosh, laying off that with 2 strikes. Good slider there, Giordano. Flips to Levine. Levine fires into Kyle Lohman's hand. Kyle Lohman making the right-handed catch here in the booth, but he is not a first baseman. That is over the backstop. An out at second. We'll record the force out at second. As Giordano did flip to Levine, but Levine firing well over the backstop there, and will go to second base.
Murmurs over there from the Cajun dugout that was Nathan Roosh's first career PLW hit. Should we deliver the bad news that is going to go down as an 0-for-1 fielder's choice?
Yeah, that was never a hit. I mean, we would have some high averages if fielder's choices went down as
That
hits.
is a fielder's choice.
Did record a force out, and it was an error on top of that. So, and that blows fair. Incredible there. Nice reaction by Hutter to retire the side and likely lock up the points for 93,000 points locked up for 53 backers.
Yeah, actually impossible for the Cajuns to cover the game at this point.
Unless
even if
we
the
push into extras,
well,
no,
even
impossible.
then, once
yes.
you get to 15, it's over. So you might as well just grade the prediction now.
40,000 points
Give
for
us
me
time
here.
to set the next line.
I would say grade the prediction. It is done. And let's get a line out there for Game 3. I love that.
Yeah,
let's give some viewers some time to pump that handle up. You know how I feel about a high handle.
Maybe let's try to predict our early who we think is going to be on the mound for Game 3. The Night Owls probably going to start Barry Hutter.
Yeah, Barry Hutter has some experience out here. It can be wild.
Yeah.
But when he has it right, it can be nasty. And the Cajun's going to go Sashi Boba.
Probably Sashi Boba,
Sure.
yeah.
Interesting stuff. Do we make an adjustment on the line? Do we overreact? I think
Jason Walker still has some innings left,
Sure.
but besides that, not a whole lot. I don't expect to see Ledet on the mound at all tonight unless, obviously, they risk falling behind in the next game.
Sure.
I think we should make a slight adjustment on the line, not a massive one. I still think a big number. It is tough to score 10 runs, especially with this wind right now. I think Cajuns adjusted down to -6.5 or -7.5 makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that seems like a good zone there. Barry Hutter providing the jolt, basically, for Night Owls backers, that 2-run homer. Really kind of sending this thing home. He's going to try to stay rolling here. Takes a big cut there. As Glenn Meadows says, don't tie the game, Glenn. It's a winner regardless, even if they tie it. Because you have the 15-run limit there. No scores will go over that unless you get it to. Still no. If
You could go 18-9.
18-9, yeah, can't back it. Yep, you're right. You can go 14 Grand Slam to go 18.
It's a small PLW.
So yeah, we can grade this thing. This thing is in the books.
Yeah, small bit of PLW trivia there. 18 is the most runs you can score in a game. It's the first of 15, but if you had 14 and hit a Grand Slam, that's 18. And great job by Barry Hutter going straight up the middle, being the leadoff guy, getting himself on.
Yeah, and he's keeps his hands inside. That was an inside pitch on his hands. Keeps his hands close to his body, uses that forearm strength to shoot that into center field. Very nicely done, and a base runner for the Night Owls.
We have Josh Tucker here, reacquired today by the Night Owls. He falls behind 0-2, but good to see him swinging at the first pitch. Was a little high.
Good to see Tucker back out here. Night Owls needing bodies tonight. A flurry of transactions. We haven't talked about Levi Lawrence getting picked up by the Sand Vipers.
I heard that.
Interesting move there.
Interesting. Good left-handed bat.
Interesting move there. That's sky to center. kind of very windy, as Nielsen, kind of an example of those high balls being difficult tonight, and the wind has kicked back up to probably 15, 20 miles an hour up there.
Yeah, that was as once again far from a routine play. That was up there for a good 4 seconds. That was a tough play by Casey. Probably didn't do a fantastic job using that basket catch kind of style.
Yeah,
but
I was just going to say that.
Look, it's not easy to catch a fly ball tonight.
I'd like to see him try to high point that.
What should the Night Owls do? Should they do a fire sale, as we said earlier, Florida Marlins-esque? Keep everyone.
And that's shot. And Bucky Watman knows nothing about that. Cody Giordano clears the bases and runs for the Night Owls here. Nobody out. And a runner at third base.
Hold on, it's 9-4, just like that.
Wait a second here. Hold on to your hats, everyone, as maybe we're in for something crazy here at the Hideaway.
Yeah. As we said, we might not see Andrew Ledet tonight, but, he wants to give his guys opportunities, especially in some of these high-leverage spots. I'm sure he's going to let Nathan work through this for the most part. But if he gets in a little more trouble, I expect to see Ledet come in and close this one down.
Nice sidearm delivery there by Roosh. He's swinging through it. Bucky Watman kind of getting spun around there in the outfield. That ball tailing a ton to his left.
Yeah, I got a feel for the fielders here tonight. Not a lot they can do out there. Just going to do their best trying to get under the ball.
Ground ball. Morris flips that into the zone, holds the runner at third, looks him back, as you see a little baseball instinct there from Morris.
Yeah, thought he shorted it there for a second. It is funny that he instinctively looked him back.
And Giordano also bluffing as the base runner, two baseball guys.
That's funny. No running here in PLW, except for tagging up on a fly ball from third base.
Here's Davella looking to push another run across here and make this a respectable scoreline here.
Yeah, nice job by Nathan there, getting ahead 0-2.
And takes it down there. Nice discipline by Davella.
Yeah, as we teased last game, will be interesting to see how Davella reacts to this series. Obviously, if they can battle back and get game 3 somehow, they probably won't be doing much. But, if they fall 0-3 here, and maybe he reassesses his approach to managing this team.
Sure, and I think Nick's one of those guys, I think he's assessing all the time.
Absolutely
his approach. I mean, he's a very...
There's a lot of hands-on managers in this league. Always looking to ways to improve their squad.
Yes, Davella's one of those managers, always looking to angle and do some things differently and tool around. So even, I think, it's 54 into the zone, second out. But I think this pull... There's a lot more options not on this poll that he can,
Sell the team is the last option, as funny as it is, but...
Keep Stein and Dalby's an interesting one with out-of-town guys, and attendance just can't... That's got to be priority number one to solve.
Yeah, it's tough to really put a value on those guys. Obviously, if the Night Owls find a way to make the playoffs, and Stein and Dalby are both playoff eligible, my God, are they a threat to win it every year?
I think around the deadline... I think one of those guys can be a very valuable trade piece for a contender looking to kind of
a win now kind of team.
Yes, a win now kind of team, and maybe even a rental kind of player. But that's a very interesting scenario and a lot of options for Nick. So interesting as we get closer to our trade deadline. Expect more transactions to happen. Oh boy, 53-1 pitch. That's going to keep Petrovsky in the box. One pitch away here. Big Papa, I see you doing work. Getting our UK viewer subscribed up. Welcome to PLW. Swing and a miss, and that's a final, Kyle. 9-4. Cajuns take the first 2 in dominating fashion. As we move on to game 3, let's get a line up quickly as possible. Let's see if Buck Burner can hold these guys for 15 seconds while we get a lineup.
Sounds like a plan.
As 7:43 Pacific time rolling along here as it's week 6, Kyle, still almost a third of the way through the season here. Friday, that will be the case. And, I feel like I've played a lot of games already, been out here quite a bit, and still quite a long journey ahead.
Yeah, it's a long season. It's exactly a third of a baseball season, 54 games. And once a week for 18 weeks is a long way to go. Line? Let's see. I like -6.5. I think the wind is kind of shifted, really blowing in. I think these guys are going to have a hard time scoring a lot of runs in this game. But I think they do have a big advantage. -6.5 is a decent way to go here.
Yeah, the addition with Barry Hutter, that wasn't factored into the last game. He's obviously proven to be a difference. Depth on the mound. Walker still with innings. So I do think there's that's about right there, but probably not enough firepower to make it any lower than that.
Yeah, it's I know the Night Owls, squeaked a few across that game, and they made a little bit of a game of it late there in the bottom of the sixth, but they really haven't looked great. It's the Cajuns' night, and honestly, the Cajuns kind of took it a little easy on them there. We have a pitching matchup of Barry Hutter on the mound for the Night Owls, and we, as predicted, Sashi Boba going to start for the Cajuns, as he has most Game 3s so far for them this season. He's looked good. He's a little unorthodox with his windup, a high leg kick. He's a strike thrower and a little bit of a tricky guy to see where the ball's going, which is kind of the key. You throw strikes, you hide the ball well, and you keep guys off balance, and you can be a successful pitcher in this league.
Yeah, Barry Hutter got a ton of innings in the fall season. I think struggled with control and got better. And so he's probably a guy they don't rely on to get innings in, but a night like tonight, he's going to be the stopgap, and looks like we're ready to get this thing rolling here, game at number 3, and we've seen series like this before where it's just been, you got to really flush those first 2 games doing Night Owls. I was impressed with your Lightning against the Sand Vipers, really blown off the field for 2 games against that was only a few weeks ago.
No, yeah, a couple weeks ago we got absolutely destroyed.
Just destroyed.
Yeah, 29-4 or 29-5
right.
The first 2 games, and
It
on the back of Jake Purdy.
Yeah, it just takes one performance from somebody.
One good pitching performance. We got them early that game, and then just kind of held on. And look, that's all it kind of takes. If they get to Sashi here in the first, and they can get out of this first inning, and then get 2 or 3, and Barry finds the strike zone, or Walker finds the strike zone, that might be okay.
Right. So, if you can steal this third game, coming in at 8-7, walk out of here 9-9 with this kind of attendance tonight, the Night Owls will be elated with
They'll feel like winners. Yeah.
That would be like winning a series. So all to play for here still in Game 3. If you're a Night Owls player, and gotta like how you finished Game 2 there. Maybe we won the second half of that game, you can kind of say.
Sure.
Yeah. So as Ledet will continue to just smash balls, that's going to go to the right of the pink box sign.
Incredible performance by Ledet tonight.
Gracious, Ledet.
Just recognizing how to approach tonight and just simplifying.
Yeah,
he's got on base all but one time.
As he's never in a hurry to get to second base there, but eventually makes his way for his double there, and it just puts his team in a great position, and it gives his teammates in positions to succeed here, as Roosh will benefit from that right now. Love when your leadoff guy can get that double, and it's like my at-bat means something already. Got an RBI opportunity.
Absolutely. We'll see how Barry reacts to giving up that leadoff double by Ledet. He's a guy who can kind of get down on himself a little bit. He can mentally check out if he's losing his accuracy on the mound, or
right.
So we see if he remains tough here and goes right after these guys. Dobbin saying still can't believe I allowed Ledet to leave. Yeah, I mean that was definitely a big trade he gave up for sure. At the time he got 2 really good players.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Obviously he has one of the best power hitters in the league in Austin Bird Bull.
Petrovsky just hasn't come up with too many of those tonight, if any of them, as that's going to be on the right. I don't think that was dirty. That looked clean to me.
Oh, it's definitely clean. I think Greg was asking left or right side, but with a runner on second, as long as it's a clean single, it doesn't really matter. So
RBI single for Mr. Roosh here, who's had a nice night at the plate.
Yeah, Ryan, known more for his pitching ability and his defensive ability for sure, has made a lot of great plays in left field so far this year. But now, moving him into the category of a triple threat. Really not too many of those guys in the league, and Ryan Roosh could be on his way of joining that category.
Yes, absolutely.
Yourself is one of those. Tom Gannon's one of those. Adam Couts is one of those. It's really not a long list of guys you would call a triple threat. Taylor Briner.
Taylor Briner, absolutely.
So Ryan Roosh trying to make himself known here in the PLW.
Yeah, and the Cajuns looking to get them in a very good spot earlier in the season, get right outside those playoff positions coming in, but a sweep here would put them right into those playoff positions a third of the way through your season.
Yeah,
gotta feel good about that.
When you get these opportunities facing a less than stacked team,
sure,
you have to take advantage of them.
Yeah, you still got to win the games.
Of course,
absolutely. Easier said than done. There is nobody outrunner at first here. Kind of a similar start to Game 3 as we've seen, and a lot of the action again on the Cajuns here. 62% on the action. On the Cajuns -6.5. 59 of you opposed to 36 on the Night Owls. as our wagers are still open here. Hutter misses that low and walks his first walk of the night.
That's the 3-batter minimum. It looks like Nick DeVella is going to go right to Jason Walker here and try to see if he can get out of this jam here in the first.
3-batter minimum employed here. I thought Hutter thought he walked out. I mean, looked like he was definitely walking off the mound, but definitely his first walk. And
yeah, 2 hits and a walk, and just going to go right to Walker and see if he can get him out of this.
Walker threw, let's see, an inning in game 1. Then he threw probably 3 or 4 there in game 2. So a decent part of this game Walker can still take up for the Night Owls here.
Yeah, it's going to be on Walker's shoulders to keep them in this game for sure. And a lot of pressure on him. I mean, this is one of those situations we were talking about early in the last game where on the mound, if you just feel like if you give up 1 or 2 or 3 runs in this spot, if your offense just hasn't been there, you just feel like that's it and that you're taking the L. And we'll see if Walker can bear down and get out of this inning here. Looking for a ground ball to get 2 and then maybe a punch out and get out of this, no problem.
Absolutely. Got to be thinking that you're a strikeout and a double play away. Not that many pitches needed for that.
Right. See what Bo Evans can do. See if he keeps that simple swing. It looks to go up the middle or the other way.
That's a ground ball. There's your double play.
Right.
Hutter
flips it to Giordano, and he throws it to second to Tucker, and they do turn the quote-unquote easy double play, going third to second. And just like that, 2 pitches, 2 outs.
First objective achieved. Strikeout not necessary for objective 2 here, and the Night Owls. Let's see if any wiffle points flowing off on the Night Owls after that result there.
Yeah, big result. Changes the landscape of this inning for sure.
No, the
first and second, no.
Closed.
Oh, how dare
rats.
they?
I was just about to make a move.
J-Lo for life cheering 100 bits. What?
Yeah.
And she's giving out subs?
Oh, man.
What is going on here?
That's right.
She said, Dragon Lady, I'll show you. I see you and I raise you. And Barry Hutter does a good job charging in on that slow rolling ground ball. And Jason Walker does the job. He comes in, they give up 1, but Jason Walker comes in, shuts them down, and now it's 1-0 Cajuns going to the bottom of the first. And this is where the Night Owls were hoping to be in all 3 games tonight. Look, we're going to give up runs.
Sure.
We don't have our best pitching staff, but if we can just stay close and stay in these games, we might be able to steal 1 or 2 here tonight. And they're hoping, obviously, this is their opportunity here in Game 3. And momentum is a thing. So, yes, just kind of like us against the Sand Vipers, we've got blown out the first 2. If they can get this last game, and that's the last thing you remember heading into next week, it's a big thing.
Week.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Big difference than winning the first 2 and losing winning the first one and losing the last 2. If you lose the first 2 and win the last one, you feel that. You're like, all right, we got to win. We're on a winning streak.
Sure.
Although it's only 1, it still feels good.
And that it will really shake up our standings as well if the Night Owls steal this one. I mean, both teams will be 9-9.
Yep.
So it'll be a huge result for these Night Owls to hold on here. And really the first time tonight you feel like the Night Owls can maybe take a lead in the game. Or, that's how you got to be thinking right now. Here's our shot, boys, to maybe throw a punch here for the first time tonight.
Yeah, Barry Hutter going to lead off for them this game. He's looked good. I mean, Sashi Boba's still very new to the PLW. He was a rookie last season. Got picked up mid to late season by the Cajuns. And, he doesn't have a ton of experience here in the PLW. So the Night Owls are going to look for this as an opportunity to get some runs here. And maybe if they get a lead, have the Cajuns be a little nervous about the end of their night here.
Absolutely. And if all things considered, if the Cajuns drop this third game, it almost doesn't feel like a series win for you. I mean, this is such a big opportunity to come and get a rare sweep. I mean, very tough to sweep teams out here.
I think on paper they were thinking coming into this night, we should go get all 3. And they've got the first 2 easily. And if they don't get this third one, they're going to feel like it's a loss. You are correct.
I agree. As Sashi Boba been effective at times here for these Cajuns. Barry Hutter looking good at the plate. That misses down.
Good
Gets
job
ahead
by
of the count
Barry.
early.
Yeah, he's got to be a leadoff guy here. Put the pressure on Sashi.
Yeah, a little bit of, and that's got a pitch to hit here, a little down in the zone here. Gets on top of it. And that takes that down, full count. And yeah, leadoff base runner would be just what the Night Owls asked for. And there's a little bit more serious of a vibe out here, I feel like, for this Game 3. I think both teams are aware of what's at stake.
Yeah, it's look, those first 2 got away from the Night Owls for sure, and the Cajuns were feeling good. And now they know they only got 1 in the top of the first. I think they felt like they should have got more, as Barry Hutter gets a base hit up the middle past Bo Evans. They felt like they should have got more for sure. So now they feel like, look, we got to bear down. We got to get back to business. Let's go get some outs defensively, and then we'll go get some more runs, hopefully.
You've just been blown out of the first 2 innings in each game. I mean, this is your first time to really feel like you're competitive in a series here. That's grounded for the 5-6 hole. Morris, Nielsen, and Nielsen executes that double play beautifully. 4-7. That was a fantastic throw from Nielsen.
Fantastic throw by Casey. Quick turn by the Cajuns there. Great job. And just like that, we were talking about the Night Owls possibly, getting to Sashi here in the first with a runner on and a good hitter up, and all of a sudden it's nobody on and 2 out. See if Matty can spark him again with 2 outs.
And he goes to Morris. Morris blocks. Does a good job over there at third base. Fires into the backstop. Morris showing some defensive prowess there at third base as he made a really nice feed to that second baseman on a double play as well.
Yeah, it looks a little bit like a bigger Justin Hicks almost in the field. He's got a very casual way of throwing the ball, but still throws it 65 miles an hour towards the backstop, no problem. Really looks good as a big brick wall over there at third. Was spending some time in the outfield and is probably, maybe with his size, a better fit to be in the outfield, but showing his range defensively, being able to play third and in the outfield. Good player for sure.
Yeah, the Cajuns and Ledet finding more and more about his team each week, kind of retooling and experimenting and putting guys in new spots. And has to like what he sees with Morris over there at third base to give his team some options.
It's what you have to do with a team full of guys that don't have a ton of experience in the league. Ledet, Anthony, they kind of lead the team in experience. Casey Nielsen a little bit. I mean, they kind of all have equal amount of experience, minus the guys that are drafted this year. They have less, obviously, and you have to just kind of figure out what you have. It's not baseball. It's wiffle ball. It's different, where guys are going to fit in different roles that they've played maybe their whole lives, and they're just going to have to work through it. And it's good to see them changing lineups and changing defensive alignments, and they'll figure it out by the end of the year. And if they can continue to win games while they figure it out, they're a threat. Because they'll know what they got come playoff time, and they'll have that. For sure, Ledet will have that lineup and defensive alignment and rotation optimized. Yeah,
the Cajuns looking the part, looking like a potential kind of playoff outsider here. I mean, they've played some tough teams, very tough. They've played the Sand Vipers tough. Gave them everything really in that series. So yeah, that's a bit of a surprise by a team. I don't think many of us thought they'd be in that conversation. So at least a third of the way through the season, and as we've been mentioning, a long way to go. But the Cajuns showing out nicely this year. A pleasant surprise in the PLW.
Yep, starts at the top. Good leadership. Good leader in Andrew Ledet. Good manager, great player, of course, both offensively and on the mound.
And then they get Matty Levine out there in the outfield and makes a play for these Night Owls. Ledet walking back to the dugout, a rare sight.
Yeah, goes down for only the second time tonight, I think, in 11 opportunities. Really having a great night overall. Harley was calling a Ledet bomb, but he just missed it.
Did just miss that. Ground ball. And nobody home. That's through Barry Hutter. That gets to the wall. That's an RBI double by Ryan Roosh, who has decided to pull the ball just at the right time, and he's just a step ahead of these Night Owls tonight.
Yeah, really impressive job by Ryan Roosh adjusting. I mean, the first game we were talking about how good of an opposite field hitter he was, how he always looks to go that way. He hit a couple of home runs opposite field tonight already. They adjusted and only put one guy on the left side, and then he said, you know what, you're really going to put a shortstop over there? I'm just going to jump on these pitches and pull them down the line, and he's done that twice.
And there's the opposite field prowess of Will Morris right to Petrovsky.
Wow, who's finally positioned perfectly.
Yeah, that ball carrying all the way out to Petrovsky makes the play. 2 away here. Roosh on second base. 2-0 early.
Beautiful swing by Morris.
That was a beautiful swing. As Walker's really got a lot of bite on that slider tonight. That thing coming in nice.
Crazy.
Yes.
So many guys just give up on it.
And ground ball, it's going to take some help from Giordano. He's there, fires, and gets through the inning. It looked like that could be a crooked number type inning, but it's still a manageable deficit for the Night Owls. The Cajuns scratch across 1 in the second. 2-0 Night Owls coming up in the bottom half. And still in this game, they've had base runners late in game 2 and early in game 3, excuse me.
Yeah, nice job by the Night Owls there, limiting the damage yet again. Good job by the Cajuns, getting another run, scoring a run in another inning. And they've scored in what feels like nearly every inning so far tonight. And the Night Owls are still in this one, which is what they've wanted to be all night. They know they're understaffed, and they know if they can just keep it close, they can find a win.
Yeah, sure.
What do you got? Beach Ball Boba, says Nick Davella.
A little bit of... Yeah, he's ready to hit here.
We have our nickname for Sashi. Sashi Beach Ball Boba.
Yeah, and I can see the body language of the Night Owls in this game 3. I think they feel like they can steal this one. And Davella obviously feels like he can hit off Sashi. So here we go.
Yeah, we'll see who backs it up here.
Nick
good jumping on the first
pitch. Gives us a look back in the booth here. He wants something like that again.
See if Sashi actually comes after him 0-2. Most guys stay away from people on 0-2. They know they got plenty of pitches to waste. And he does.
Does waste. That's yes, absolutely. A 0-2 strategy in pitching is highly debated in a lot of baseball circles. Oh, that's shot. Bo Evans is in the right spot and disposes of Davella for the first out. And I guess both guys could say they won that battle.
Yeah, Nick definitely saw that well, squared it up, hit it hard, but hit it hard right at the shortstop, Bo Evans, who does a nice job of knocking it down, picking it up, and making a good hard throw to the backstop for the first out here in the bottom of the second.
Petrovsky floats that one to short. Evans, a busy man. Another put out for Evans, and that's the second out of this inning. And here's Joe Kuether getting some at-bats tonight in this series. I don't think Joe expected to get this many at-bats.
No, but I'm sure happy for it. Needs some reps, too. Plays a good second base over there. It's part of Nick Davella's brain trust behind the Night Owls.
Yes, he is.
I'm sure him and Nick will have plenty of conversations. And Bo looking for 3 for 3 this inning, and he does it. And all 3 outs go to Bo Evans there at shortstop. And the Night Owls go 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the second. And it's 2-0 Cajuns here in Game 3, heading to the top of the third.
I have a question for you, Kyle.
You got it.
What do we, if we're keeping defensive stats, who's getting the putouts for those plays?
Nobody.
You're
There's
be
no
short
first
on
baseman.
putouts.
They're just all assists.
So the math's going to be a little bit strange.
Yeah, but it's just assists and putouts if you catch a pop-up or if you take it to yourself to the bag. So, yeah, there's nobody at first throwing to. It'll just be the Bo Evans will have 3 assists there, or 2 assists and 1 putout as he caught a pop-up.
Sure, you can. I mean, in baseball, you can assign 27 putouts throughout a game to each player. So that'll be a little bit of a difference here in PLW defensive stat keeping. Kind of excited to see that come out.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody has a good idea of the approximate fielding percentages, who makes the most plays, who makes the most plays efficiently, who maybe has the fewest or most errors. But it'd be just like, look, we all love looking at those stats pages.
Those kind of stats don't necessarily paint the picture 100% of the time.
Yeah, and look.
So I'm interested to see these Gold Glove debates, and we already know how I feel about this.
We play a lot of WIFFLE out here, and it's tough for everybody to see every game. So if you can refer to the stats page and see, oh, look, this guy.
Yes.
Oh, he made 12 errors this season? I didn't realize that. You know?
My advice to our audience is don't get too numerical when assigning Gold Gloves.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
Just because you don't have the least errors, that does not necessarily paint the whole picture. Yeah. So Anthony Michael there gets one past Giordano for a leadoff base hit.
The Cajuns are going to look to score again here in the top of the third.
Yes, Cajuns base runners frequently and looking to break the Night Owls down for good this time, as Nielsen bailing out of that one, and he's had a really good one going tonight. Walker, without Jason Walker tonight, the Night Owls, we would already be packed up and out of here. I really believe that. I mean, he's really plugged up the boat for this team and has made it semi-competitive. Got to credit Walker and got to credit Davella for going out and getting Walker. That's been a big pickup for this team.
Yep, was traded from the Lightning last year for Tony Daly. Actually, just in the offseason, once the Night Owls won their way back in. It was a conditional trade, as long as the Night Owls won their way back in. Who's your favorite Cajun? Andrew Ledet, Ryan Rouge, Will Morris, Anthony Michael, Sashi, Beach Ball, Boba.
And that's off the wall. That's a triple, as Petrovsky cannot get that one. I think Nielsen got every bit of that as well, as he can't believe that didn't get out of here, as Petrovsky just mishandles one again. And the run does come in 3-0, and they're adding them on one at a time. But I think that's going to change here in the third.
Yeah, I don't think one is going to be all they get here, and they have a runner on third with nobody out for arguably the best overall hitter in the league. But he rolls over this one. Giordano has a hard time with it. He's going to have to rush this throw.
And I think he's done it.
Does make it.
Wow, I thought he was a pretty big underdog there to get that one in.
As did I. Great job sticking with that. And he has a strong arm there from deep in the outfield grass to make a strong throw to get him.
Real risky play there. His momentum definitely going away from the throw and had to put extra petrol on it to get it there.
Yeah.
And that's in play. Quick 2 outs here for Walker, and he's made... That's only 2 is what I thought, yes.
And yeah, a little, your voice changed pitch a little bit when that throw left Barry's hand. That is his one flaw when it comes to being in the field. He seems to struggle a little bit with his accuracy.
Right.
But nice job there. Maybe, as we said, moving over to third is going to do wonders for him. And so far, he's looked good over there at third base.
And there's Will Morris. Walker looking, a runner at third, nobody out. If he can strand Nielsen, he can give his offense chance to put some runs on the board while this is still competitive.
Yeah, it feels like a win if that's the case.
As
Tucker does a good job knocking it down, and he makes a hard throw to the backstop. And a good job by the Night Owls there on 3 ground balls, stranding Casey Nielsen at third, only giving up 1.
I had my air alert for all 3 of those. I
think they were a dog to get all 3.
The red sirens were going on all 3 of those throws. And I was pleasantly surprised to see all of them hit the backstop. And Jason Walker continuing his heroics for the Night Owls tonight. Well done for him. But that might be it for Walker. I'm watching the right field line, and he's walking out of the facility. I think he's out of innings. And
he might be out of innings.
Yes.
He pitched a lot in game 2 also.
He did. Yes, he did.
That might be his 9th inning. Or it's 8:06. He did have a prior engagement that he had to get to tonight. So he came in and got his work in.
Gets that third out. He was on the phone and walking out of there after that inning, so he is off the mound for
I don't think he's disgusted with his defense or anything. I don't think that's it. Sometimes that might be the issue, but not tonight. His defense backed him up pretty well there.
As the favorite Cajun poll still up, Sashi a beach ball Boba.
Not getting any love.
So Nick Davella has...
Ryan getting all the love.
Yeah, Ryan Roosh. He's played very well tonight. He's definitely deserving of a spot in the booth as well.
As well, absolutely.
There's a foul back by Hutter here. Leadoff base runners, very important.
Sashi going to look to come right after these guys. Let his defense make the plays. Evens the count, 2-2.
Yeah, Sashi with his windup, gonna just, he's a very lanky guy, and he uses that to his advantage when he's pitching. High leg kick, weight transfer kind of going around.
Yep. Not quite El Duque, but
right. Yes, very, very nice name drop there, Kyle. Haven't heard of El Duque in a while.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Orlando Hernandez.
Loved El Duque.
I rooted against him my whole life, but
that's true. Yankee, also a Marlin, I believe. And here's Giordano. Ripped triple in game 2.
There's another Marlin with a big high leg kick.
Willis.
Yeah, Dontrell.
Dontrell
That's right.
Willis, yes. That's shot and...
Check his hand for Stickum. What an incredible catch by Bo Evans. Just reaches his hand up and snags it out of thin air.
Like clawed that.
He might have even got a finger stuck in the ball. Oh, and there's GK Greg Kelly going out to check him for Stickum. And he says he's okay.
Great umpiring crew we have here. That looked pretty funny there. It's almost like he caught that on his wrist and trapped it with his fingers there.
But that was bizarre. I'm going to have to ask him after the game what happened on that play. It kind of did look like he might have got a finger stuck in the ball.
0-2 now to Levine. Sashi Boba, 46 miles an hour, gets Levine out in front there.
Yes, Sashi doesn't throw the hardest pitches. He doesn't have the biggest breaking ball, but his unique windup just keeps guys off balance.
Right.
And that's half the battle sometimes. Just, making sure the hitter doesn't really know what to expect.
And that just misses there. Good take there, 2-2. And that's shot to third base, Morris. It's been all over everything over there. And that's bailed out by the strike zone.
Yeah, that one was
dropping. That
dropping.
counts in this league. Yeah, that definitely had some sinking action to it.
Practice his drop pitch there from third base. Does a good job staying with it. I mean, that's a good job. That's fundamentals as a third baseman. Just get big, be a body, be in front of it, knock it down, pick it up, make the throw. You don't have to field it cleanly. It's not baseball. Whereas you don't have a glove out there, and if you just knock it down and stick with it, you're going to make the play more often than not.
And we're through 3 here in game number 3. Cajuns 3, Owls 0. Still having trouble producing runs in this series, but still staying within that 6.5 number, keeping the Cajuns on the base paths and not coming across home.
Yep, Barry Hutter back on the hill here for the for the Night Owls against the Cajuns. He started this game for the Night Owls and was pulled after the first 3 batters. See if he settles back in and see if he can throw some strikes here.
He did register a walk in that first inning.
So he has one.
Yeah, walked his third batter faced.
He's probably their best option though, either him or Levine here. So
Right.
They got to get a scoreless inning across and give themselves a chance this game.
We saw knuckleballs from Giordano. Josh Tucker haven't seen him on the mound. Joe Kuther, haven't seen him pitch.
Got to be patient here for the Cajuns. I mean, Barry has a walk already. If they can just walk Barry out here in the top of the 4th and face somebody else, I think they're a big advantage to them as Bo swings at a pitch high and inside.
Right when you call for discipline and patience, we get aggression.
Yeah, Bozzer, I got you. I'll DM you just after this broadcast, actually.
Oh, Kyle, you're a Premier Wiffle. You're at Premier Wiffle then.
Well, there's a few of us that are Premier Wiffle, but I was handling his claim earlier, so
Great.
Handle that as well for him.
Love it. Love the support we have.
Kirby making an appearance here.
And Kirby Bucket's back.
Look at that.
Oh, nice little parking job there.
Oh, yeah.
Settles
Well
in.
done.
Little reverse action by our operator.
He's going to hang out because Matty didn't quite take all the balls out of Kirby.
We got some work to do with the Skycam angle. We got to park Kirby so that POW sign is facing towards the Skycam.
Yeah.
Or else it just looks like an empty advertising spot.
Kirby going for a little bit of... Oh. Wait, there he goes.
Kirby kind of making a little tour around the...
Uh-oh, Barry may be the wrong guy that Kirby wants to mess with tonight. Oh, Barry's smiling out there. He's having fun with it. It's hard to not enjoy watching a little remote-controlled car with a bucket attached to the top of it drive around the wiffle ball field.
Nomar Garciaparra.
Nomar Garciaparra is the winner. I don't care. That's the winner in my book.
That's a good one.
Yep. Nomar Garciaparra. Forget Kirby Puckett. No, Nomar Garciaparra is it.
Yeah, Nomar Garciaparra.
Yeah, that's it.
A good one.
I think we win. Or maybe we'll just add a second one.
Yeah, I mean, I've been trying to think of one with wheels myself, like Zach Wheelser.
That's a good one. Zach Wheelser.
Yeah, Zach Wheelser kind of doesn't have the same flow, I feel like, but still a nice, solid one there.
Iron Jake B says Loman got me hooked up with my signed trench ball after 7 months. What? 7 months? More like 7 hours. Sent out 5 balls yesterday.
I thought Turtles was the one that waited a while for the Snappers
Sounds
jersey.
right,
That
yeah.
was the one that took a while.
Yeah, the jerseys are. We're working on it. Trust me. We want to start offering them. It's easier said than done. Trust us. The balls we can handle.
Absolutely.
I sent out 5 yesterday. A couple of Trenchies, Adam Couts,
Nice.
Ryan Roosh, and one more. I forget.
People redeeming those points. And
Yes,
that's,
winning some auctions. Tom Gannon, winning some auctions, redeeming some points.
That's exactly how you get engaged in this league and kind of start taking the next step in your engagement. Is use those wiffle points. There's a ton of. I'm looking at them right now. Signed ball. You can send a message in sub mode only. Yeah, 25% off in the PLW shop.
We'll use that later on when
30,000 points for 25% off in the PLW shop.
25% off is no joke.
That's solid.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Absolutely. Don't forget, we do have a merchandise store.
Yep, slowly adding more stuff to it. Added a couple of like water bottles and canteen things this week, or actually last week.
I won
backpacks.
I won 40K in the second game just on my Night Owls.
You
bet.
did?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
I mean, I can get 25% off. Get my Warbirds hoodie.
Yeah. I saw someone on the sideline rocking some Night Owls leggings tonight. That was the first time I'd seen the leggings in person. Those were nice.
Oh, that's shot by Nielsen. Nielsen seeing the ball really well in Game 3 here. And that's another single tally by the Cajuns. No outs again, and it's another jam to fight through for these Night Owls. They seem to be in the same situation each inning.
Yeah, and now we got first and second, nobody out for a dangerous hitter here. Matty can't be loving this situation. Ledet looking to continue his great night at the plate.
Yeah, Ledet has been retired his last 2 times up. He's going to want to end that. Takes that away. A keen eye. Ledet always displaying patience at the plate. Really understands his zone and where he wants to target and attack.
Yeah, the very beginning of his career, he wasn't quite like that, the very beginning.
Right.
But since then, he's been basically the hitter with the best overall eye in the league. He's remarkable. And works a walk there.
And he works the walk there to load the bases as Levine is walking towards the outfield. And who's it going to be? It's going to be Davila. And it's going to be Nomar Garciaparra.
I love it. Omar.
I'm still looking at this Wiffle Points store. There's a signed vintage Warbirds jersey. Only one.
Yeah, we have a couple of one-off. We have a whole stock, not a large stock, but a few items, some vintage items, some Season 1 Warbirds jersey, a couple of Season 1 Bombers jerseys. We're going to slowly auction off those as signed.
Do you have? Does anybody have the? I believe I have the Bombers Dodos jersey, vintage Dodos jersey.
Throwback, nice.
I can donate that to the league.
That'd be wonderful.
Yeah, I think I could dig that thing out of the old closet. It's something maybe somebody would be interested in, and that's a double play ball. Giordano gathers, but it's going to short hop that into the pan.
Yeah, and actually a kind of a strange rule there. Had he hit the strike zone, that would have actually been tagging out at the plate.
Right,
So it would have been force out at second and then tagging the runner at the plate.
Kind of the old catcher to first up play there.
Yeah, so the run would not have scored it.
And that's a fair ball.
And Ryan is out.
Yeah, Ryan
He was
is
standing
out.
in fair
Wow.
territory on the bag. That's the first time I believe we've seen that in DLW.
Wow, I've never seen that happen.
And he had his back to the plate. I don't think he was even ready for that play to happen.
And that was a fair ball. Definitely would have been through for a hit there.
Possibly a double down the line. Steals a hit away from Will Morris there,
Wow.
unfortunately.
And steals a run away as well. And that tings the bar. Davila gets a huge out, and plus 6.5 backers like seeing that, and you're gutted if you're having the Night Owls trying to get the Cajuns trying to get to 7, trying to cover that number up. And Hutter floating that thing in there for the third out, and it's 5-0 still, as that could have been way worse. And that was the first time that's ever happened, I believe. I have not seen that play.
That is in the rule book, and that's even though the runners are not technically base runners like they are in baseball.
Right.
You are in fair territory, and if you get hit by a batted ball, just like baseball, you are out. And
I like that because wiffle ball's always had that kind of beanball mentality anyway, kind of growing up.
There are plenty of leagues that do that.
Yeah, I used to throw the ball at the base runners, and that was part of the fun. But yeah, I like that. I like that the guys in play have to be paying attention.
Gotta have your head on a swivel, yeah.
And that happens a lot. Guys kind of just twirl around over there, don't pay attention. They're mostly in foul territory. But is that true for second base as well?
It is true for second base.
Probably more likely play that happen. Yeah,
it hasn't happened. Surprisingly, hasn't happened yet. There's
right.
as many hard hit balls up the middle that are kind of veering off to one side or the other.
Yeah, even kind of changing direction.
Yeah, you might be a deer in the headlights standing on second base sometimes. But really surprising that it happened over there on first base. And honestly, I think I would just chalk it up to Ryan not realizing the next play was going because he literally didn't even have his back. He had his back to the plate, so I think he was still getting situated over there on first.
And Davila feeling confident at the plate here. And he takes a good swing at that. Sashi beach ball boba, he says, but the scoreboard says 0 runs for the Night Owls. Sashi Boba doing a great job. 5-0 Cajuns, and swing and a miss by Davila.
Yeah, Nick with an audible groan there in frustration.
Yeah,
unsurprisingly,
wanting it too bad, chases a pitch out of the zone.
Yeah, you just gotta stay within yourself. You gotta stay with your simple approach and just can't do too much. Can't get 5 back with one swing. Not that he was trying to hit it out of the ballpark or anything, but just gotta chip away at it. That's all you can do. That's all you can do as a hitter.
Petrovsky gets one to possibly hit there. Takes a big cut at it, as he usually does. And he fouls that one back, and it's kind of been that way for the Night Owls hitters. Looks like those are pitches to hit and just can't quite square it up.
Can't quite square it up.
And then swinging at that at 45 miles an hour and just anxiety building up, and just
trying to force things a little too much. It's tough. Look, it's not easy. They're outscored 24-4 so far tonight, and or now 29-4 counting this game, and it's really not. It's really easy to let it get away from you mentally, and you just kind of give up on at bats and try to do too much. And the Night Owls are feeling it tonight, and we all feel it with them, honestly. And look, this is not going to be commonplace for them or for anybody's league, anybody in this league for the rest of the season. So, kind of a rarity for a series to get this far away from a team. And you know what? It's going to happen, though. It's going to happen. Some teams are just going to show up, and some teams are not some nights. We have that tonight.
That kind of variance through a 54-game series absolutely gonna happen. You'll see the top and bottom ranges of these teams, and tonight we're seeing the bottom end of the Night Owls, unfortunately.
Yep.
But let's end in between innings here. We move into the 5th inning. Maybe preview. We have a Thursday night series tomorrow. Some action here at the Hideaway, 6:05.
Sure do.
Warbirds Bombers, kind of our grudge match week. Two teams playing each other 2 weeks in a row.
We kind of went back and forth as to whether or not we liked this as a, in behind the scenes. And, at first it was like, oh, yeah, maybe that was kind of dumb having the teams play back-to-back. But it's I think it's great. Maybe next year we do it a little bit, we set it up a little better where we have, real rivalry week where we have maybe, it's two teams that are known as more of a historical rival in this league play back-to-back. But I think it's kind of cool, last night we saw, the 2 weeks ago, or last week we saw the Legends sweep the Sand Vipers, and the Sand Vipers last night had a chance, for revenge or whatever. Mm-hmm. That's the kind of storylines they're looking for. And
absolutely.
The Night Owls won 2 out of 3 last week, including that 9th inning wild one.
Right.
And the Cajuns came back and got some revenge on them this week.
And now you have me thinking of rivalries in the league. Anthony Michael smokes that. Tucker can still go out and get that, but too much heat on it. Levine picks it up, and it's a lead-off single again for the Cajuns.
Yeah, I was doing that as well. I was trying to come up with who are the rivals in the league.
Is it Lightning Warbirds?
I do think it is the Lightning and the Warbirds.
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah, we've battled a few times in the regular season. We played twice in the regular season last year, plus the playoffs. Yep. You got us pretty good. And
Chad Phillips being a former Warbird, there's some history there.
Yep, I absolutely think it's Lightning Warbirds. So that's that rivalry. I kind of think it's Sand Vipers and the Snappers.
Snappers.
Or Snappers, Night Owls.
Yep.
Sand Vipers, actually probably Sand Vipers Legends now.
Sand Vipers Legends is a good one.
And I think
Snappers Ones is a good one.
Yeah, I think Ones Vaders makes a lot of sense
Vaders
as well.
as rivals. Yeah, Ones Vaders, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, if any of you players in the chat that play for these other teams, who's your team's rival?
Yeah, we're not quite at that point where we have enough history to quite have true rivalries. There's no historic rivalries, but these Night Owls, when they were the Calicos, they faced off against the Snappers in the finals.
Yep.
Season 1, so they got a bit of a rivalry there, and it's good as the league continues to grow and the history increases. We'll have those rivalries.
Yeah, Saucy. I mean, Bombers. I think playing for the Warbirds, Lightning are our rival. Absolutely, that's the team we like to play, and do have a little bit of a friendly rivalry there. But with Chad playing for the Warbirds in the past, and that's
left side.
While we're discussing rivalries, the Cajuns just keep ripping the wiffle ball. More runs coming across. Anthony Michael scores, and Casey Nielsen's on second. This is 6-0 now, and almost getting to that magical cover there for Cajuns backers.
Yeah, this is
inching their way there.
Looking like another game where we're just sweating the spread as Matthew Wantman gets an at-bat here and hits a deep fly ball to A.J. Petrovsky off the end of the bat. Just missed that one. That's going to be the first out here in the inning. And Sean Soller is going to get an at-bat here. He's going to hit from the left side, since he is a lefty.
Yeah, Saucy Batgate.
Oh, way ahead of that one.
I'm sorry. Oh, Batgate. What is the Batgate? Like, I got accused of breaking the Bombers' bat, which I never did.
Yeah, I don't know if we
some
quite
reason
got
it
the
was
bottom
me.
of it, but
For some reason it was me. People thought that did it.
Well,
but,
you're a very strong guy.
It definitely wasn't
you
me.
know.
Yeah, I don't really so I didn't skip over it. It just never really happened.
Yeah, it was an inside job,
kind
probably.
of a very.
We don't really know. We'll
yeah.
never find out the truth. Nice job by Suller there, taking a pitch to the outside the other way. AJ couldn't quite handle that in left field.
Petrovsky, just hasn't gotten too many balls out there in left today.
It's been a tough position to play tonight with that win. You know, I'm not going to really. It's easy to rag on them because a couple of plays looked a little more routine than they probably were. But I think left field has been the most difficult position to play tonight, and it's not even really close.
No, one base. Just one base, yeah, absolutely.
We have first and second, one out for Ledet here. Looking to continue his great night at the plate.
Yeah, 7-0 Cajuns, definitely covering up the number. And that's ripped, and that's tipped, and it could have been caught by Levine, but
Almost
it's down.
Awesome play off
a
of
dirty
Giordano's
single.
Oh,
Tip drill there, well executed tip drill. Just Levine cannot put the finishing touch on it. Bases loaded, one away.
another hit for Ledet tonight. Really just an impressive night at the plate.
And I see Ledet over there shaking his head actually after that as he's making uppercut motions. He's trying to get under the ball. I feel his pain. And that's through Davella, right through Davella. A bases clearing double. 10 runs. We're in top 5 though. So that's gonna not quite walk it off.
Yeah, it's going to be 10-0 Cajuns right now, and they are going to be 3 defensive outs away from winning this one. Giordano's going to come in here and get some work in this 10-0 game. It's just been all Cajuns tonight. We kind of thought that might be the case in pregame, just on paper. We kind of thought, oh boy, looks like the Cajuns really have an edge tonight. But they didn't have to come and execute as well as they have, and you know they've done a really good job of just taking advantage of their opportunity here tonight.
Giordano going to get some more innings on the mound. I like that move here from Davella. And a game 3 where we were kind of teasing that maybe the Night Owls had a chance, and more of the same, unfortunately.
It felt like they did early on in the game as the game was kind of close. It was 1-0, it was 2-0, it was 3-0.
Bucket's down.
No.
That's trying to... a little bit of off-roading there. Bumpy road for Nomar Garciaparra.
As I'm sure you hear in our microphones, the wind has picked up quite
what a strange wind night. It's been a very gusty night, kind of off and on, as Kirby Bucket was kind of rolling down to help Davella pick up the balls back there.
Well, why don't we come up with the nominees for the end-of-game interview poll? I think it's kind of simple. We're going to have Andrew Ledet on there.
Yep.
We're going to have Will Morris on there.
Yep.
We're going to have Ryan Roosh on there.
Agreed.
We're going to have Sashi Boba on there.
Sashi Boba definitely with a shutout here.
And let's throw Bo Evans on there. How about those 5?
I'm looking down Anthony didn't feature in that game 1, so
I like going Bo. Give him a chance. Give him a chance to be on the list. So
a nice nomination there.
Yeah, Ledet, Morris, Roosh, Boba.
If you wanted to be politically
Evans.
If you wanted to be give the Night Owls maybe Jason Walker you can throw on there for consideration. And that tinks at 61.
Although I believe he left the premises. So.
Right, yes.
But
he wouldn't have got voted in.
Walker
anyway.
did, despite, it's probably not going to show in his line tonight, but he did do a pretty good job of keeping these Cajuns at bay.
Yeah, a gutty performance by him.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I mean, you said it. Without him, this, if you could believe it, this would have been more of an ugly one.
Yeah, agreed, and that's poked into center. Nobody home. That's down again. Another RBI as we get to 11-0. 4 runs away from ending this thing without a bottom of the 5th.
Yeah,
it's wild. The Night Owls. I mean, just Friday night there with that team, they're a playoff contending team.
Oh,
I mean,
they're scary when those guys show up. Dalby and Stein and Maya were here. It's like, they feel like this superstar team that people are scared of.
Right.
And it's a Jekyll and Hyde situation there.
Yeah, I don't think any team has a wider range than the Night Owls do.
Agreed.
Yeah, when these out-of-town guys are in town, the Night Owls' stock rises immensely. 0-2 here to Evans. And check swing. And I see umpire saying yes. Petrikis and Berner in agreement over there.
Interesting. Close one here.
Yeah, that's close for me.
Half about intent. Ooh. I think that was it's
11-0 game 3.
Yeah, I
it's
agree.
It's 8:30.
I think he went more of a swing on the other one. Oh, good though. Moving on.
2 outs.
We have a challenge.
Look at this. A flag's on the field.
We have a challenge, and we do have a replay running. The umpires can take a quick look at it. This might be a call stand situation.
Well, challenging judgment calls. Interesting.
Nick DeVella holding up the score, saying we have a challenge in an 11-0 game. And the umpires are going to go underneath. And, this is not a bad spot to practice the challenge.
Yeah.
It's procedure for us.
I mean, I think on check screens it's going to be tough to overturn calls, but that one,
let's not influence it. Let's let the umps decide it.
We'll be quiet here for sure.
So we got Warbirds tomorrow night.
Whoa, man.
And on Friday night, to close out the week, we have Vader's Lightning.
What do you think about sorry to interrupt you, Kyle, but what do you think about challenging in this spot? 11-0, about to sweep.
I think it's, you call this violating an unwritten baseball rule.
Yeah, this would be stuff where, like, you get a guy thrown at. Yeah.
I was just going to say 100% in baseball, the next guy gets beamed.
Yeah, we're trying to overturn. I know you want to protect your hitters' statistics and all that, but this is, and Warfield, that was kind of the term I had in my head was Bush League. Yeah,
I mean, if he had an incentive-laden contract, maybe.
Right.
But I don't. And they are going to overturn this call, and they call it a check swing, which I do believe is the correct call. And look, I'm happy that a correct call got made. It is a little interesting to make a challenge in an 11-0 game, but here we are, Bo Evans, with another opportunity.
Man, we're going so good ahead of pace there. Slowed down our pace, man. And that's 59 into the zone 2-2. And yeah, I can't imagine the Owls are feeling too great about that there. 2-2 count. Let's see if anything changes. Evans will take 3-2. It's Burl. Harsh assessment of the Night Owls there. Liquidated. That's that means we'd have to assign values, as Evans will get that strikeout to his record anyway.
Look, it's manager Nick DeVella is not shy about willingness to make moves. He's not a complacent manager by any means.
Yep.
And this finally may be the straw that breaks the camel's back with the structure of his roster, and he may look to move one of those out-of-town guys for an everyday player.
Yeah, and
look, I mean, if Randy Dalby or James Stein may be the best overall player in this league, if they lived in Las Vegas and they played in this league every day, they both have those abilities. Randy is kind of regarded as one of the best players west of the Mississippi, and James Stein is just an amazing overall player.
Sure.
But they live out of state. James lives in Utah, and Randy lives in Arizona. And they can make a handful of series, and they add a ton of value to this Night Owls team when they can make it. But is that good for a team that has to play once a week for 18 weeks?
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, agreed. And when it was multiple times a week, you can maybe get, when we're playing twice a week, you can maybe get a guy in and
a couple series in a short period of time.
Yes.
But that's not the case anymore. You may play tonight, and then you might not play for another 9 days.
The new scheduling does affect the value of these out-of-town guys, and I know with Dalby, they've booked flights and things for him and scheduled the best they can. Stein is a little busier. I mean, Stein has he's a professor, right? I mean, so.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has jobs, right?
Yeah,
everybody here has jobs.
Driving from Utah to come to Vegas, I'd miss a lot of games too.
Yeah, I know you wouldn't. It would be great. We'd be thrilled when Jim Dodos finally makes an appearance, but that's just how it is. It is how it is. Obviously, look, for PLW's sake, we would love it if James Stein and Randy Dalby and Peter Mockabee all lived in this, and Jordan Robles, who was actually drafted this year, a player from New York, and even a handful of the guys that were on one of the Challengers teams, the guys that came from out of state. There's a ton of great wiffle ball players across this country, but we don't run a once-a-year tournament that these guys can come into town for. We run a weekly league that we play a long season. We're trying to run the best wiffle league there is in the world, and look, you have to live here in Las Vegas if you really want to be a big part of it. And those guys don't, and it's, I understand Nick not wanting to move on from those guys because the thought of losing a Stein or a Dalby from your roster stinks.
Josh Tucker is,
and Josh Tucker.
Just right out of nowhere.
Wow, he's picked up today, and he just launches one over the container and says, "Look, I'm looking for a roster spot, coach.
Yeah.
You keep me around."
Putting some film out there.
Good for him.
Yeah.
What a bomb that was.
Film don't lie. Managers across the league looking at that one.
Dalby plus Tucker for Dodos, maybe?
Good for Josh Tucker getting that out of here. and getting on the board for the Night Owls and possibly extending this game.
Yep.
One more run away now.
They're within 10. They have to get to within 9 in order to keep this game going. And of course, we have a 6.5 run spread that we're looking to sweat.
Yes. As Hutter goes chasing it down in the dirt there. Down on the turf, I should say. Shaves that one back.
Tomorrow night, we got Tom Gannon and Adam Kautz up here in the booth.
Oh, that's an interesting combo.
Yeah.
Is Tom Gannon, you sure he's up tomorrow? I thought he maybe have backed out.
Oh, he might have.
Thought he needed
I
someone
think
to
that
cover
was
for him.
next week.
Oh, excuse me.
Nice ground ball.
Morris has been fairly automatic over there. Throws a sinker into the... I can see that coming down the road, coming back to haunt him a little bit there.
Yeah, I think Coach Ledet will have him make a slight adjustment to prevent him from throwing that type of pitch, so to speak, from third base to the home plate.
One out here in the bottom of the fifth now. Giordano going to try to extend this game for the Night Owls.
Yeah, and let's be ready down there in the booth just in case this goes 2 more outs. This will be the end of the game.
Absolutely.
And we'll run that poll real quick at the end of this one to see who you guys want to have come up in the booth. We're going to let Jim Dodos interview them.
Yeah, one of my favorite parts of broadcasting for sure is talking to these guys and
Yeah, you do a great job.
getting to know them a little bit better. A nice, great community we have here, and take any opportunity I can to get to know these guys. As that drops in front of Ryan Rouge, right over the top of Will Morris, which is difficult to do. Giordano getting a base runner, and Sashi Boba having a couple obstacles to finish this game out here.
Yeah, Giordano doing a great job continuing his great start for the Night Owls here. He's really been their bright spot since he was acquired from the Sand Vipers a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, a piece I think Davella has got to feel good about absolutely is, we've talked a lot about moving pieces on the Night Owls. I think he's found a shortstop and he's found a pretty good top of the lineup hitter.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of chip on his shoulder, so to speak, and that can motivate guys to light a fire under them and get going. And Cody Giordano maybe showing that. And Matty Levine rips a base hit to left field to Ryan Rouge. And Night Owls in business a little bit here, trying to make this game a little more respectable. First and second, 1 out for manager Nick Davella here against Sashi Boba.
Yeah, moving the line are the Night Owls here. They have some base runners, and Boba having a little trouble the third time through this order. As Davella puts pepper on that, and that's going to drive in 2 runs. That's going to extend this game, Kyle.
Yeah, that's going to make it 11-3. It's going to be a bases clearing double. And you mentioned the third time through the order, and that's kind of a real thing where I do think over time in this league, we're going to start to see less and less complete games. Mm-hmm. I think you're going to see that teams will start to see pitchers better and better the more times they see them, especially after not only that night, but career-wise seeing them more and more. Mm-hmm. And you're going to see shortened starts, and you're going to see multiple pitchers trying to attack the same game.
You currently see a lot of pitching changes.
Yeah,
absolutely. Petrovsky, that's going to be a little tricky one, but Nielsen ranges out and makes the play and have a slight backdoor cover scenario here. I don't know if Kuthar can put it out of the park, but...
it's only the 5th. We got a whole other run to
you're
play.
Right. Yeah, you're very correct. Very correct. I had the run rule in my head there, but a string of hits there, breathing life into plus 6.5. And Kuthar almost finds some grass trying to go the other way.
Yeah, nice job by Joe there, waiting back on it and trying to smack it the other way.
The Cajuns are backwards on defense for sure, facing Kuthar. They just haven't seen him enough.
It's just, this is just a mistake. And, it may not be a bad mistake if he goes down swinging occasionally, but they should absolutely have 2 guys on the right side, and Ryan Rouge probably should be more towards the center field.
Sure, and should probably taking away anything shallow and force you to hit it over your head. And Kuthar goes down swinging, but the Owls keep this thing interesting from a spread perspective, and we get to play a 6th inning, which was looking in doubt there, but the Owls showing a little bit of fight and keeping this thing rolling.
Yeah, good job by the Owls getting a couple of runs there. Look, you got to take, in a series like this, when it's just been so lopsided, you have to try to find small victories, right?
Yeah, positives. We talk about that all the time.
And whether it's Cody Giordano having having a couple of good hits, whether it's Barry Hutter hitting a ball deep over the container despite the wind, and now Josh Tucker smacking his first career home run. I mean, those are just small victories that you have to be okay with as a team when you're getting, you're kind of getting dumped on.
From a management
move on to next week.
perspective, these are the kind of games you kind of really see who your competitors are and who who's still giving it and who's still fighting. So
It's not easy.
you do
to stick
player
with it.
evaluation right now, and these kind of you're getting your butt kicked, and you're obviously going to show some anger and some emotion. But who's out there still fighting and still competing? And that's where I think you can do some huge evaluation in these spots.
Yeah, you make a mental note where you say, "Oh, so and so, really seemed like he mailed it in tonight," or
Sure.
so and so, he was the fighter on the team, and we really needed him. We really loved having him out there tonight, despite getting crushed.
A lot of that it can vary from player to player depending on situation in their life, how the day went. I mean,
Sure.
but over time you can see who your real grinders are. I think in these kind of spots,
And those are kind of things you don't really see.
intangibles, I guess.
Yeah, as just from a fan in all sports, right? I
Yep.
mean, you're not in the dugout with
Yep.
the team. You don't know what happened. Maybe they got in a car accident on the way to or they got a speeding ticket. You never know. Like just these small things
the kind of information nobody else has.
Right.
Probably put a little bit of my bankroll on information like that. Reminds me of the movie Casino.
Mm-hmm.
Used to look at the floors, where the ball bounced off the floor is the kind of information, kind of intangible information to bet on.
Harley was saying eventually everybody in the league will be a three-way player. And yeah, I mean, ideally, eventually this league will be loaded with talent of guys that, will do everything. I can see both sides of it because, yes, three-way players are very possible, but sports in general nowadays are so
Specialists.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I can
And
see that too.
you have guys that are, whether they're lefty specialists or you have guys that just do certain things.
I think you'll see
Could see both.
teams more load up on left-handed hitting. I think with so many righties in the league,
So
things
many
like
righty
that.
pitchers, yeah.
You'll see. I think the Legends have really, pretty powerful left-handed bats. I think.
Sansone and Garcia for sure.
Right. And if you add another left-handed bat to that order, you could start really kind of getting in a good matchup every time up.
Cajuns have a similar makeup right now where they have Ledet and Morris, and they have a guy like Roosh and guys like Roosh and Nielsen who do a really good job of going the opposite way. They kind of feel like lefties at times. Tough lineup here with facing so many right-handed pitchers.
Yep.
Cajuns are no joke. The league is on notice.
Yeah, the Cajuns are here to play. I mean, this has been a dominant performance, and they've hit the ball hard pretty much all series long. 2 strikes here to Wantman, top of the 6th, 2 outs. And if we get a third out here, then the backdoor cover comes into play pretty good here. A nice
Absolutely.
backdoor sweat for you Cajuns that laid the runs.
Yeah, I was working a little bit with Matthew Wantman yesterday or the day before on his swing in the just on the tee and doing a little soft toss, and he knows he's a rookie or young in this league, and he's got a long way to go, and laying off pitches like that is something that he's got to work on.
Sure.
But he's hungry, and that's good to see. And there's a lot of guys that are hungry in this league to get better, and I think it just speaks to the quality of play and the type of atmosphere that the PLW brings is that everybody out here is looking to improve and get better, and everybody wants to compete and win. And I think you're just going to see over time that the product on the field and the level of competition is just going to get better and better here at the PLW.
Sure, yeah, and a lot of players come out here early and work hard on their games and try to evolve and develop, and that's a big part of it too. Is getting your guys to develop and get better, and almost like at a rate of speed, like who's developing the fastest, right? I mean, the snappers seem to win that race with some of their guys, really developed over in the 2021 year. Like Shane Weber developed
huge
into a
leap
superstar,
forward.
right?
Yep.
Yeah, so. How big of a leap forward can some of your guys take?
Yeah, the
It's
teams
gonna be big.
that get complacent and don't really feel like they need to continue to work will be the teams that suffer.
Yep,
Simple as
agreed.
that.
And we have relegation in place just to penalize that. So
Absolutely.
That's
Everybody's motivated to not be that.
right. I'm excited to see that kind of take structure and have some teams really challenge, as we did this last go around in the Challengers tournament. So really good things on the horizon for the PLW.
Absolutely. Totally agree. Barry Hutter up here with 1 out and nobody on in the bottom of the 6th here.
Yeah, a base runner really changes the complexity of this one.
Yeah, those Owls backers rooting for Barry to hit one out.
Barry's got one in the air here, dying, and and a little snow cone catch there from Casey Nielsen.
Wow. I thought this ball was Anthony Michaels all day, and then all of a sudden it was a pop-up behind second base.
Yeah, the direction of the wind did change. It's blowing straight into the booth. God, I can feel it on my face. I haven't really felt that throughout the night. Really strange wind night here in Las Vegas. As that's going to get down, and Giordano's going to provide the sweat for our viewers.
You know, you're talking about guys who are gamers or the guys who are fighting here in this series, and that's your guy for sure.
Yeah,
Cody Giordano,
you haven't noticed any drop off in his play
Nope,
or body language or defense. On defense, he's showed up at short. As Levine gets a pitch to do some damage with, he wants that one back.
Yeah, they're really getting outclassed tonight, but Giordano has shown his moxie for sure.
Nice pitch there, in on the hands from Boba. Boba trying to put the finishing touches on a complete game effort here. Nice job by him.
Great work by Sash. He's had, I think, a couple of complete games already, or at least one. He's been a workhorse for them. He's been a good job avoiding walks and eating up innings, and that's going to do it.
And getting a win here as the Cajuns put away the Owls convincingly here tonight, 11-3 in game number 3 to complete the sweep over a shorthanded Night Owls bunch tonight. It looked like an uphill battle from game 1, and that's what it turned out to be.
Yeah, it sure did. I mean, we prefaced it pregame about how this was probably going to be the Cajuns' night, how the Night Owls were really up against it, and it showed. You know, they didn't have to be. The Cajuns, could have taken it easy at times or not taken advantage of their opportunity, but they did a really great job of taking this chance to really put it to the Night Owls, get 3 wins, move themselves up in the standings. When you don't get these opportunities often, and when you get them, you have to take advantage, and that's what good teams do. And the Cajuns are a good team. They, you know, in preseason power rankings, they were rated number 10. They are not the 10th best team in this league. They are a good team.
Agreed.
Sure.
Moving up those power rankings for sure as the Cajuns notched their 10th win of the season and a small little milestone on this 54-game journey there to get double-digit wins. And they're 10-8 now and moved up the standings in the PLW. And on the flip side, the Night Owls coming in at 8-7. They'll drop to 8-10. So kind of a reversal result for these teams, and they'll probably replace each other in the standings.
Yeah, 2 teams that were close to each other to start the night, and they remain still pretty close. But tonight it was the Cajuns' night for sure. Let's see. We got that poll up to see who you guys want to come up in the booth. Andrew Ledet, Ryan Roosh, Will Morris, Bo Evans, and manager of the Night Owls, Nick DeVella, to talk about his situation.
Yeah.
And right now, Nick DeVella leading, but I think Andrew Ledet is the guy we want to talk to, unless the fans want to see Nick.
We got to get our guys down there under control with who we put in these polls.
Nicky D saying we don't want to see Nicky D. Well, let's see. We got Ledet in the lead. Ledet's not much of a wordsmith, but you're going to have to interview him and get him to talk about his team's nice performance tonight, as long as he's the guy who wins this poll. Really, I said it after the first at bat. Man, it's going to be hard to get this guy out. And then he went 9 of 10. It's just really impressive.
It's who should be up in the booth. We got to have a talk with our boys downstairs about controlling our viewers a little bit with the options provided. Baiting. Because I'm that kind of guy, too. I just want to, see chaos. That's just, I definitely would vote DeVella here just for chaos.
Yeah.
But, we got to be a little bit on top of that down there and with who we do our polls with here.
Yeah,
because the DeVella, I love Nick DeVella, and
this was Ledet's night. The guy went 11 for 13.
This thing a little bit.
Yeah, they swept them. This is look. Ledet's done a great job. We talk about awards sometimes, where we talk about MVP and Cy Young, and one of the lesser awards we don't really talk about that much is Manager of the Year. And honestly, it's very early, but I think you got to lean Andrew Ledet for Manager of the Year with the team, with the guys that he's drafted and what he's put together so far. Andrew Ledet looks like Manager of the Year right now.
When you're 10th in the preseason power rankings and you move up the spots they have, as Ledet did win the poll. Good sidekick kind of making me laugh.
Yeah.
Never feed the trolls. That's exactly what we're doing there. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Come on, we do a little bit better poll there. And Ledet does not like coming to the booth. I've interviewed him multiple times. Get him up here.
Yeah, we're gonna get him up here. Manager Andrew Ledet coming up here to talk to you guys right now.
They closed it the second he was up 1. Yeah, that was cool. That was cool. We got Ledet up here. As joining me now, Andrew Ledet, his favorite activity, post-game activity, getting up here and getting to know a little bit more about you. Andrew, it looked like a pretty good blowout from really the first inning of game 1, and that's what it turned out to be.
Yeah, they didn't have their pitchers here, so.
I like the way you guys handled yourself kind of after game one, 15-0, whatever it was, but I didn't hear the chatter. I thought you guys, as far as sportsmanship level, I thought were a class act there in game one. And is that something you guys talked about? Or
Yeah. We try to be respectful.
You guys were. I think we both noted that. I think the Night Owls respected that. You didn't play a full Night Owl squad. So,
right.
Except
for my challenge in the last
Yeah. Now, that was my next question. The sportsmanship so good in game one, and then you challenge up 11-0 in game three over to protect your guys in the stat sheets, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Right, and there is a little, as a manager, you want to protect your guys. Right. It did get the chat fired up, so I imagine that was the thinking by that.
Yep.
So your Cajuns team, and I'm going to pull some more words out of you, Ledet.
We'll see.
10th place in the preseason rankings. I don't think that's the case anymore. Is playoffs kind of a goal for your club at the moment?
Yeah.
That has to be, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. We got a lot of guys that are not really known. Like, they played in Taco League, and, they're developing well.
Yeah, and we discussed player development at the end of the broadcast there as well, and how fast they can develop. And you got guys like Sashi Boba doing legitimate innings for you at the back end of series. You have Bo Evans, who's been a huge jolt in the middle of your order, and you've had it kind of looks like a fun team to manage.
Oh, yeah, it's a blast. It's kind of hard sometimes, though, trying to get everybody at bats.
Yeah, you didn't play out Anthony Michael in the first game, and didn't give him a bat even in a blowout. Was there was there some inter-team discipline going on? Did you?
He was struggling. I had to get him going.
Interesting, and he did respond.
Exactly.
So Ledet showing a bit of an iron fist there, running how he runs his club. See, I did get something out of you. Yeah, I like it. Congratulations. I think it's pretty obvious what we saw tonight, a shorthanded club. Yeah. But you guys took advantage of it, taking the 3 games. And I'm going to peruse our chat here to see if they have any questions for you before I let you go, Ledet. But I don't see too much there, so I'm going to let you off the hook. But congrats, and up to 10-8 on the season. So excited to see what the second 2/3 of the season has in store for you.
Yep. All right, thank you, Jim.
Take care. I'm going to welcome my color commentator on this Wednesday night, Kyle Lohman, back into the booth here to wrap things up, Kyle. And
what a job by Ledet tonight. Really impressive leadership and way to be a leadoff hitter and just overall amazing hitter. Just working walks, hitting home runs, slapping the ball up the middle. I mean, just a textbook job of hitting tonight by Andrew Ledet all the way around.
And I asked him about the Anthony Michael Game 1 decision. He said he needs to get him going. He's not, he's managing by performance. And
riled him up a little bit.
Fist. And that's interesting stuff there. So the Cajuns, I think, were obviously worthy winners, but I think you can't take away too much from the Cajuns. You can't just keep saying the Night Owls didn't have their squad. Cajuns have been like this all season. They've been a pain for everybody they've played.
They're a tough out.
They're a tough out no matter what. I think even if the Night Owls were full staffed like they were on Friday, and they gave them all they could handle then too.
Yeah, they would have given
probably
fits,
were unlucky to not take that series on Friday.
Yeah, they almost stole the series for sure.
So the Cajuns a legit club that's gonna be here to stay in the PLW. I think. Congrats to them getting to 10 wins.
100%. And we've talked before, top to bottom, every team can compete with every team on every night. Yes, we're going to start to see some separation in the standings as the weeks go on. Some teams will kind of drop and some teams will move up towards the top. And I expect the Cajuns to be one of those teams that starts to move themselves toward the top. They are a tough team for sure, top to bottom.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to take one more shout out to our audience here. Again, thank you all for joining us here on a Wednesday night. Tomorrow, 6:05 p.m., Maya Warbirds get to have some revenge on the Bombers. And Friday night, I believe your Lightning are going to be taking place against
the Vaders.
Against the Vaders, that's right. So more action to come this week here in the PLW. This is Jim Adotis for
Kyle Lohman.
For Kyle Lohman, who is a great color commentator. Love having him up here. We will see you all tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in.